Hey, how we doing, everybody? Thought it'd be a fun little opening.
Yes.
Anyway, where was I? I wanted to stream briefly because I want to talk about not so much current events, but my own fucking feelings and desires and whatnot. But is there anything you want to share since you're here too? It's later than we thought it would be, but yeah. Now, more and more, there's been a lot of talk about this big, beautiful bill that passed by one vote in the House, is now going in the Senate, and it's like a hodgepodge of bullshit. Like, you got OC is showing up, so. And this big, beautiful bill wants to go after things like Medicaid and SNAP and, I don't know, possibly Social Security. I was thinking, like, I was trying to get him on Medicaid, and then maybe eventually you can get diagnosed with something.
Nice, yes.
And I was thinking, like, I don't want to look for another job. I got some shit job with Amazon, one of the what they call the DSPs. I go back tomorrow and show my passport, which my brother found for me. Remember, I couldn't find my passport. They need another documentation. So I'm going to do that, but it's like, it's only, I think it's 3 to 4 days a week for like 10 plus hours. It's fine. It's like 22.75, which is decent-ish pay. It's not minimum wage, but it's like, Christ, I don't know. I've been thinking, I've been anxious thinking about things that happened to me over the past, 7 years or so?
Yes.
The crazy shit in the workplace. But also, I'm ready to neat. Well, why am I doing this? It's like everything, like the gods are telling me I should be needing, not playing this fucking game. So it's like, and of course, this happens with the backdrop of Congress wanting to strictly curtail or make it harder to get neat bucks. So wonderful.
Or they want to have work or volunteer mandatory. Like, okay, you're not working, you got to go volunteer 3 days a week. So who knows? It's going to end up. What do you have to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it fails in the Senate, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. So I'm not really political, but this bill is
potentially jeopardizing his existence.
Potentially and possibly your future existence, buddy. You want to see my passport photo? My brother says don't do it because I'll be doxing myself. This picture was taken about 9 years ago. This was 2016 because every 10 years I'm due next year for one. So I'll use this little piece. Papers come in handy. How's that? My hair was kind of long. I had this Christ thing going on, 9 years ago. I think I cut my hair shortly after this, but I grew my hair out. I said, fuck it. Before I cut my hair, I'm going to get my passport photo taken. So that's what I look like on my passport. And here's what I look like now. Okay. Cool. But yeah, did this come loose? Can you hear us? Shit. Did this come loose? Hold on. Now, what I wanted to share, basically just that And I really like it's almost like a now or never. I do need some quick spending cash, quick get out of debt cash, credit card debt cash. Just bought a car cash. So I need to do this job.
Yes.
We gotta get out of this house and find. It makes we gotta like
Yes.
strategize where we can get like we can get you on Medicaid. We can get me on Neat Bucks. We can have a place that's affordable in the meantime. And you working 6 days a week for fucking minimum wage or just a little like $1 above minimum wage is a waste of fucking time. 6 days a week, but then you're always like, well, we need money, and you're right, And I that's why I'm getting this job for now because it's like. Everyone who watched my last stream, I was going on about how the dentist drive around job. I liked the idea of it, but they wanted me to become a corporate institution, and we decided talking it out. This is very bad. If I want to apply for Neat Bucks, Social Security is going to ask, have you ever been known by other aliases? And they see I had a LLC. They're going to say, well, how are you fucking unable to work if you were an LLC in your own right? So it's like, okay, so good move. Plus, this. I forgot to ask the bitch. She told me it's mandatory. You got to do 2 weekdays and 1 weekend. And I said, that's fine. And I said, I'll gladly pick up a 4th or 5th. Okay. But I guess it must change week to week. Like maybe 1 week it's Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Then the next week it's Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I don't know. I don't mind working weekends, but I can't get a second job until I know what a schedule is going to be. And this bitch I spoke to, she's this little spick chick. She wasn't that great looking. She's probably late 20s, early 30s. And she was kind of like, oh, yeah, you got to come in for 3 days of training at like 7 in the morning. And if you fail the first day, you don't come back. You got to make 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then if you pass and you come in at 10 a.m. to drive the fucking van, I'm like, so I got to be here. I got to make sure, if you're late, they'll fire you immediately. So they're very strict like that. But
oh boy.
But I mean, this is going to be a better move than creating a fucking. I would have liked driving around delivering dental shit much better. I actually tried to call the boss. I left my message with the boss of the lab. He didn't call me back. I was going to tell him flat out, listen, if you want to pay me under the table, you can pay me a lower rate. Instead of $28, make it, I don't know, 23. But just pay me, whatever. Just pay me cash flat out, whatever you want to make it. So you're saving money, and I don't have to report any of this. I was going to tell, but he never called me back. I don't think he's going to. Because remember, it's no skin off his back. You can just say no because you're all 1099. So, I'm not getting. The only advantage for him would be paying me less. He's got to pay the other guys like $28 an hour. If we negotiated a deal,
18 or if we wanted to.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, I would do it, but no, because. My brother knows this. I didn't. They didn't have the vape I like. I bought this bigger thing and
decoration
for something that's going to be disposed of. Yeah. So, yeah, it's amazing how I went from being unemployed to working at a grocery store to doing a day driving with this dental thing to now. No, I'm going to be. I got to take a drug test. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So yes, I'm going to work for Amazon at least for a few months just to it's not actually Amazon. You work for what they call direct service providers, DSP. They're located in the Amazon warehouse, but these are independent contractors who drive. Anytime you see someone driving an Amazon van, they don't actually work for Amazon. They work for an outside company that won a contract with the local Amazon warehouse. So I'm working for a DSP outside of the local warehouse. Yeah, but I'm not working for Amazon. But yes, it's a decent pay. I think they told me it was $22.75. I think so. It's better than minimum wage. I'll put it that way. So I'll do it for a bit. But now we were talking about this bill, the big beautiful bill. It passed by 1 vote. So it's not like a landslide either way. But it wants to curtail food stamps. It wants to curtail Social Security. It wants to curtail Medicaid. So we're like, holy shit, holy fucking shit. Make the rich pay for it. I'm all for kicking the illegals off, but I'm afraid it's going to jeopardize it. But actually, Rafferman, I think it was you talking with you about 1099s. You really helped me realize, my brother, creating an LLC is going to be a bad move. A bad move. That's why I won't be putting wear and tear on my own vehicle. I'll be driving the van. Yeah, I wonder how he feels about it. I mean, he might be all right because even if the bill passes, it'll probably take a few years before it takes effect. But yeah, he might one day have to volunteer. It probably won't be anything too major, but he might have to go to some fucking soup kitchen or some old folks' home for like a few hours,
Yeah. Go weed with some of his neighbors. Talk to them.
Okay, we were talking about this. You got to pay the quarterly tax with 1099, and it's funny. And you're like, no, I don't pay it. Maybe I pay a penalty. I'm not sure. Rafferman, how long have you been 1099? Is this the first time? Or you've only been 1099 for about a year? Because you act as if you never had this problem. So you've never been fined before. So you never ever paid the quarterly taxes. Now you're getting reprimanded, and you got to pay $200, which is more than if you had done the quarterly taxes. It wouldn't have been that high. It's what you should have paid and then some. They're punishing you for not paying quarterly estimated taxes. Okay, so for the past 4 years, you didn't pay quarterly taxes and you never got penalized for it. Now, you talk to Occupational Click, and the bad luck rubs off. All of a sudden, now for the first time after 4 years, now you're getting penalized for.
Feds are always watching.
The feds are always watching. Clearly, wow. Feds are always watching. That's amazing. So for the first time in 4 years, you've gotten a penalty for not paying your quarterly taxes, which in theory you're supposed to be paying since the get-go. But yeah, the feds found out. Actually, all kidding aside, they might be watching, but I also think with Trump in power again, there are pros and cons. I think they're so desperate for money that whereas they were lax about these things in previous years, now, what Elon Musk, with Doge and all that shit, they're really getting on their cases. So I think the IRS is in, oh crap, we got to make sure we get it. So I think that's also part of it too. That, the past few years they were more lax. Now they're like trying to catch up and, you didn't pay your quarterly taxes. So I think that's also part of it. Like we were talking about that big, beautiful bill. This stream has gotten more political than I ever expected it to be. But yeah, yeah. No, I'm not a glowy, but glowies watch us. And like, even if we didn't make the stream or talk about this, I think Doge, they're coming after, they're looking for money anywhere they can find it. So people who, skated by for the past few years are now finding, gravy train is over. You didn't pay your quarterly, but it wasn't a problem last year. That was a Biden year. I think it's Doge. But yeah, I think the feds could be watching. Exactly. That's what this bill is. We're getting, like I said, kick the illegals off. I'm all for that. But I'm all for taxing the rich to give to the poor. I'm all for it. Yes. Maybe I wouldn't feel that way if I was rich. If I were some Chad millionaire, maybe I'd have a different view of it. But my life is what it is, and I feel how I feel. Yeah. I think Jared is a tranny.
Okay.
Right. And
where does he live? Or she or they live?
You can ask. But even though it's a guy who dresses like a girl, he likes girls who he dates. He dresses like a girl and dates girls. Did we get that correct? Jared, how old are you and where are you from?
Have you had any surgery?
He wants to call me Anton. I shall be Anton. Did you see my picture from my passport? I accidentally doxed myself, but I didn't.
You can always rewind back. Put that away.
No, I'm looking at myself from, this was 9 years ago. And here, let's see. We'll share it one more time. How I looked kind of Christ-like. Like, I. That's me in 2016, so 9 years ago. It'll be, next year I got to submit for a new one. That's what I look like. I had long hair. I cut my hair like right after this, but I said I want to have long hair for the passport photo. So for the next 10 years, and we're at 9 years now, I'll have this long hair. I think it's the last time I had really long hair. I should make that the profile picture. My profile picture should be that. My old passport photo. Wasn't I, well, I was still ugly, but I was younger looking. Not as I still have a full head of hair, thank God, but I was not as gray, especially in the beard. At the age of, let's do the math, 33, 34, I wasn't as gray as I am now. You mean now, or you mean back then? Jared, shut the fuck up and share. I'm from New Jersey. You know where we're from. Where are you from and how old are you? You're a tranny. I know that much. You dress like a girl and you date girls. Where are you from? And what's your age? What does that mean? American movie? I look like what?
I have no idea.
What movie are you talking about? That's correct. I'm a 1099 for the feds. So, what is your age and where are you from, Jared? No, but I have nothing to hide, so I put myself. Well, my brother covers his face. He doesn't want me to say my name, so I don't. I do respect my brother because I don't give a shit. And I'm only asking you for basic information, which you should be able to share. What the hell? You look like an American movie. Was there a movie called American Movie? I can't remember.
I have no idea. Clarify. I told him.
What sounds like American Movie?
American Dad. Or just like every American in a movie.
Yeah, I have no idea what he means by American.
I don't understand that either.
Anyway, yes. Ultimately, I agree with what. I'm glad I talked to Raph around the 1099 stuff. I feel like you'd have been hit regardless because I think they're just looking for. It's like all excuses. Like, yes. So you're right. They don't need to hound us. They don't need to make these cuts, but they're doing it for show. And of course, the rich get richer, and we got to pay if they cut. They make it harder to get on Medicaid, harder to get on SSI, SSDI, harder to get food stamps. Now that they're coming after people who don't pay their quarterly taxes. So yeah, I think it's all like a flex show that times have changed. Yeah. Hola, Guillermo. Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Sorry,
Más o menos.
They tell us así, but not all Spanish speakers say that. Yes, but yeah, así.
Así o más o menos.
Más o menos. Temprano y tarde. Temprano y tarde. I'm temprano y tarde. The bad guy from a shitty Jason Segel. Who's Jason Segel? Do you know him?
The name does sound familiar. Let's look him up. Does he mean Steven Seagal?
Yeah, I know Steven Seagal. Who's Jason? Here's Jason. Segel.
That guy was on How I Met Your Mother, right?
Oh yeah. No, wait. Yeah,
I guess he's been in a few movies.
Was he in a movie with Cameron Diaz, like in the school? Is that who this guy is?
He might have been. I honestly.
I think he was in a movie with. No, it's
I guess go to filmography.
I don't know. It's like Christ. I'm pretty sure he was in some movie. I never saw it, but I remember he was in a movie. I think it was with Cameron Diaz, and they were like school teachers, but they were like nasty school teachers. Sex tape. Here it is. Okay. I know who the guy is now, but he was in How I Met Your Mother, and then he was in some lesser movie with Cameron Diaz. They were in a school. They were teachers or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. Well, I think there's some truth to that. But the problem is the number of incels and neets has grown exponentially in the past 20 years, 20, 30 years, definitely more than when I was, a teenager. And it's like that itself is indicative of a bigger social problem. Coming after it isn't going to make the problem go away. You know what I mean? So it's, Oh, you meant Steven Seagal. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, two different people. Okay,
he made crappy.
Steven, I know. Oh, we know exactly. We've seen a lot of his shitty movies. I know exactly who Steven Seagal. That makes more sense. Yeah, Steven Seagal, right?
Background thug in a C action movie.
Right. Okay, now it makes sense. Well, Guillermo, for a couple weeks I worked at a grocery store lifting and lugging. It was a lot of labor, and a couple of people said, "Yeah, you look a little thinner." So I guess. Part of it wasn't just lifting and lugging. I wasn't drinking every night because I do that. I'd be exhausted. I come home, go to bed. So I think lifting and lugging and not drinking for a couple of weeks, I did slim down a bit. See if
he also cut the grass for a couple of days.
Oh yeah, it took several days to cut the grass.
He's exerted himself more physically, and he was drinking less alcohol. So I guess maybe a little bit, but not.
I didn't finish the damn bathroom yet today.
Oh, you're gonna do that?
You can do it tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's what people have said. I noticed. There's that one judge, that bitch. I don't like her.
Piro,
was her? Yeah, Shapiro, whatever it was. I don't know. She was on Janine. I'm like, that woman's like 70 something, Yeah, like he's feeling. If you look at like a old man RFK Jr., a progressive Democrat pretending to be a Republican. Well, we got to save the children. I think it's like amazing. We got to get the bad things out of the food.
Why are so many kids autistic? We can get rid of autism in a year. There will be no autism.
Because he had, remember, his aunt, his father's sister, whatever, she died recently. She was lobotomized and spent decades in institution. So I saw this asshole on TV. When I was younger, there might have been a few autistic people, but now they're everywhere. And it's like, no, asshole. Back when you were younger and a generation before, your father's sister, they lobotomized him and threw him in institutions. That's why you didn't see him as often. It's not that there's more of us. It's like, I got a dead worm in my brain. It's like, this is like fucking clown world. But the fact that Biden won 4 years ago is fucking clown world.
Yes.
I think Trump should have won the second time. He should have been ending, and we've been starting anew. So, yeah. All right, what else is there? But yeah, so I was thinking more. I want to NEET. I'm tired of this. I finally want to really get serious about NEETing at a time when they want to take away NEET bucks. So they make it harder to become a NEET. I got my fucking diagnosis. I was talking to what's his name, the Englishman, Dev Pike, about. All right, if I can maybe I can get an SSI first. Get an SSI with the supplement like Tide, and while I wait for SSDI, maybe SSI is easier to get. And then once I get the SSI is very fragile. You can't have more than $1,999.90. SSDI, they don't care. You're getting paid a steady rate, whatever. And like I said, and with SSI, if you work, they deduct. With that SSDI, you can still work up to a threshold. So I like an SSDI where it doesn't matter how much I have in the bank, and I'm getting a higher rate than SSI, and I can still work like a 3-day bullshit job, and we get you on that. But
Yes.
I'm thinking more. I want to NEET, but we need money now. I don't have time to wait for SSI or SSDI, so we got to do this job for at least the summer, and then I got to try maybe get SSI followed by SSDI. What do you think? Are you all right, buddy?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Have we said all there is to say? We're winding down. Let's see here. Hold on. Now, that would work if you make a lot of money for 6 months. I'm not going to make that much money. I'll make more than minimum wage, but this job isn't going to pay that much. No, I think what the strategy is, because SSDI, that's the better one. It takes longer and it's harder to get. I think I should be applying for SSDI now. It'll take them months to get to me to review it. In the meantime, work this job, make some money, quit, apply for SSI. In other words, get the SSDI, the more challenging but more lucrative one. Get that ball rolling now. Work this job for a bit. Quit. Try to get SSI as my new quote-unquote job while I'm waiting for SSDI. And by then, hopefully, we'll caught up. And I'll be able to say, no, I'm not working anymore. That would be my strategy. But, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my brother wants to share. He doesn't want to, but I asked him if he would.
Yeah,
What are you sharing,
back on the 4th or the 5th, I was working at that grocery store, and my phone rings. It says restricted number. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I answer, oh, this is Officer so-and-so. Do you have this kind of car? I'm like, yeah. Oh, it just hit. I'm like, oh, great. So I go out, and I notice the front left fender has 2 big holes. There's a bunch of scrapes. And the cop is there. I'm like, what the hell happened? It's like, oh, some guy in a Tesla Cybertruck, cut through the parking spaces and grazed your car. Some woman saw him and, called him out on it. And he said, don't worry, it's my son's car. And he drove off.
Yeah, the guy who hit my brother's car said to the lady, don't worry, it's my son's car. Oh, you just happened to crash into your own son's car randomly in a parking lot. Okay. So the woman got a bad vibe, and she was a good Samaritan.
Yeah. She took a picture of the license plate and called the police. So by grace of this good Samaritan woman, there's a police report. That guy is at fault. I'm now dealing with his insurance to get my car fixed and to get a rental car. Well,
let me stop a minute. It's funny because he uses State Farm, right?
Yes.
I just got State Farm insurance for my Sebring that I bought. And the guy who took out our mailbox uses State Farm, so I had to chase down State Farm to get reimbursed for the mailbox. Once again, we're dealing with a State Farm claim. It's like amazing how this works. But there's a little more to the story. You want to share a little? It gets weirder. It gets weirder.
It does. It says this guy he owns a sandwich shop close to where we live.
Yeah, it's actually the sandwich shop is like less than a mile from here.
Oh yeah.
But this accident didn't happen around here by our house or by the sandwich shop. It happens a number of miles down the road at my brother's job. What are the odds?
That's bizarre.
That's bizarre. But
and then, like a couple of weeks later, one of my coworkers was suspended for being late.
Or this coworker, nothing to do with this sandwich shop truck hitting you. Your coworker was late a bunch of time.
He got suspended for 4 days, and so since she was suspended, he decided to go down to Atlantic City and go gamble. He loves to play blackjack.
Atlantic City is a good 2 hours, 2+ hours from here. So, my brother's for production. We're in central Jersey. We're between New York and Philly. Atlantic City, Jersey's not that big, but AC is kind of a trek. It's about 2.5 hours.
He got a hotel room. He gambled.
So this guy from this area, my brother's coworker, decides, I've been suspended from work. Fuck it. Let me go down to Atlantic City, get a hotel room, and gamble for a few days.
Drink and gamble. Right. One of these days, he was playing poker with some guy. They got to talking. And this coworker of mine, he went to culinary school, but he dropped out. And he doesn't like the crap job at the grocery store. So he was talking to this guy. He says, yeah, I really like cooking and whatnot. The guy says, my dad owns a sandwich shop. You can go work for him. So
let's not remember. My brother's coworker is from up here. He's 2.5 hours down south in Atlantic City, and he's being offered a job. Is he going to relocate?
No. Because
as it turns out,
the son is the son of the guy who hit me.
Right.
So now
so as fate would have it, they were both down in Atlantic City, but my brother's coworker and this guy he met, they hit it off. Brother's coworker was a former line cook. Yeah. Guy says, my dad owns a sandwich shop, back up there. Yeah. Why don't you come work for us? It just so happens that was the same sandwich shop guy that hit my brother's. It's like
me and this guy work together. The guy who hit me has a son. The guy who hit me and me, we're connected because of the accident. The guy I work with and the son are connected because they were gambling. It's weird.
And you could say, maybe it'd be one thing if, like, the guy, the son, and your coworker, if the son came into the grocery store, that wouldn't be as weird because it's in this area. What are the odds that all the way down in Atlantic City, your coworker gets offered a job up here, even though they're down in Atlantic City, by the guy whose father hit your fucking car? Like, it's fucking crazy.
And yes, my coworker gave us 2 weeks. He's going to go work
for the father of the guy who fucking hit you. Yes. And they met not around here where we're from. They met like 2.5 hours away from here. It was like, what are the odds? It's so fucking weird. Again, State Farm. It's like the guy who took out my mailbox. It's just like a weird, small world syndrome. I like that. Hello, Doggo Food. How are you? I'm not repeating everything I said before. You go back and rewatch. But you won't. You'll ask me redundant questions like, ooh. Well, what is it a sign of, Guillermo?
Exactly. Tell us.
Time to get neat bucks. Now. Tell us, fortune teller. I don't want an EID. I don't want any kind of extra shit if I try to apply for neat bucks. I just don't want that appendage attached to me. So I'm going to go drive for not Amazon. I'm going to drive basically for Amazon, but I don't work for Amazon. I work for a third-party contractor that, delivers for Amazon. The trucks say Amazon, but I'm not an Amazon employee. I'm an employee of this third-party delivery logistics vendor. And it's W-2, 3-4 days a week, $22.75, about $23 an hour. Close enough. Perhaps juice tricks. You know what that means?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain to my brother. Give me a sec. Let me explain. Okay, I was explaining to him. Juice is a shorthand, a code word for a special tribe of folk.
Yes.
We have some juice right here in the can.
Yeah, I think the guy who hit me is juice, but anyway.
Really?
Or some type of Middle Eastern.
Well, it might be. I thought it was an Arab or something.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
I thought it was a Muslim piece of shit. It's like these people.
Yes.
Juice tricks. It's just weird coincidence. The guy hits you. His business is right around the corner from here, but the accident doesn't happen here. It happens a few miles away at the grocery store. Then the coworker from the grocery store goes down to Lake City, meets this guy's son, and gets unbeknownst, and gets offered a job. My brother told the coworker afterwards, "Hey, my car got hit in the parking lot by that guy's father." Right?
Yeah, I did. He was like, he kind of like, "Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe that. That's so weird." I told all my other coworkers; they were all baffled and surprised too.
No, they might sell kebabs. It presents itself as a regular. It's common here. A lot of immigrants try to work like regular delis and shit. It presents itself as like a regular American deli or sandwich shop, but it's run by these. I think they're Arabs.
Yeah, they got cheesesteak and burgers and bagels and stuff like that. Yeah, my coworker said that the pay starts at 22 or could potentially go up. Yeah.
Wow. But isn't that wild? It's a wild story.
Yeah, it is.
I just had to deal with State Farm for a claim with the mailbox. Now you've got to deal with State Farm. And we're thinking he's got to like drop his car off at the auto body shop, one that's approved by them. Fortunately, there's one right down the road. Yeah. But how do we get? I was trying to talk to them. We got to figure out how to get an estimate. Do we have to drop the car off, and they give it? Or they get? It makes no sense. They figure that out. They're supposed to reimburse you for a car rental. He's going to rent a car in the meantime. But this is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, can we rent a car tomorrow? The company will pay for it. We can take that car out to perhaps out to somewhere. But I don't know if we have time, or like this auto body shop may say, come back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I wish that were true, but no, the new minimum wage is still like 15 and change. We had this discussion once about minimum wage, but Rafterman didn't seem to get it.
No, what's the minimum wage in Maryland?
I don't think he even knows.
I don't think, we can look it up in a tab, but no. Minimum wage in some states is still like $7.50, right. But up here in New Jersey, it's like about 16.
Well, like $15.50. I think Maryland's about the same, about $15.50.
Yeah. But I think what he's saying, is like $20 is what you would need just to kind of scrape by.
Yeah, even
that's still not enough.
What's tragic, the minimum wage or the fact that Todd disappeared? They're both tragedies. The fact that Trump is jeopardizing my meat bucks.
Or that my car got damaged.
Oh yeah, his car.
Or just everything. You could just come on the street.
Your car got damaged.
It's tragic.
Your car got damaged, and then like the boss's son offers your coworker a job there, but not around here. They happen to meet 2.5 hours away. Like how do they run into each other? They both happen to be from up here. Yeah. Oh, come work at my place. Just so happens, that guy's father hit my fucking car, like driving recklessly through a parking lot. He was, we have to, but I'm glad we shared this. See, it's like, but if we can get that car rental like tomorrow, instead of putting wear and tear on our own vehicles, State Farm will pay for the rent of the car. And we can maybe go for a drive out somewhere for Memorial Day. If someone out there, we don't have to take calls. If someone wants to really talk, I'll talk to you. It's not essential, but that's quite the link. This QPCCEIKZXJ. Okay, that's a new one. Yeah, I get tired. We are way. It's good. You go to bed. I got to go back tomorrow and bring my passport. Then I got to take a drug test. Then I got to do 3 days of training. Again, training is like 7 a.m, even though the driving job itself isn't till like 10 a.m. I still get, if you fail one day of training, you can't. So they are kind of. I'm like acting like it's just a fucking delivery job. Do you want to get one more beer? What are you doing here?
I was, but there's still beer.
Pour that. If you got to go to bed, just say so, and you'll get some sleep. And tomorrow we'll go to that auto body shop in person, maybe.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
I don't know where the cap is.
Oh, it's. It was over here. It goes. Okay, where were we? Have we said all there is to say? Have we accomplished all there is to accomplish? Yeah, as of January 1st of last year, 2024, Maryland's minimum wage is $15. So let's put this here. $15 an hour. NJ is slightly more. It's not $15.50. It's $15.49 per hour. There we go. But yeah, the Northeast, New England, Mid-Atlantic, we have some of the highest minimum wages now, but a lot of states, like you said, still have like $8 minimum wage. Like Alabama is probably still like $8 or something. Yeah, it's like Mississippi, $7.50. It's like, yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. Again, we're not super religious, but we're talking about politics. Let's talk popes. Yes. Well, what do I want to say about popes? In my life, and Guillermo, I think you're younger than me, so this applies to anyone who was born 1978 or later. So we had John Paul II, then we had what's his name, Ratzenberger. What was his name?
Ratzenberg.
What would he call himself? I forget. I forget what he called himself. Then we had who's this asshole that just died? Christ. So anyway, this is the fourth pope of my lifetime. Yes. But the most fascinating thing was that Ratzenberg, whatever his name was, he resigned as pope, and he was the first pope to do so in 500 years. So it's kind of crazy. We lived through a pope resigning. Yeah. He became Pope Emeritus, and he's dead. And now what was the pope that just died from South? What was his name? The one that just died. Francis.
Yes.
Francis. Just remember. Ratzenberger, whatever his name is, he stepped down. He was still like alive, but no longer officially pope.
In the 20s,
right? So this is the fourth pope of our lifetime.
Yes,
but he's an American, but spent much of his life in South America, Peru, or something.
I mean, when was he born? The 50s.
Yeah,
and they sent him to South America in the 80s.
Okay,
so maybe you're right. Like he spent like the first 3 decades of his life in America, then he went to South America.
Hold on, Endymion, now you're piquing our interest. You're from California, right? You're from Southern California. You're like, what, 49? You're pushing 50. You're from Southern California, almost 50. When were you in Mississippi? But here's the truth. I really liked Ratzinger. I never liked Pope Paul seemed too much like Elvis. I never liked that. He's like a fucking movie star. I hated that. Yes. I actually like Ratzinger. He seemed like people compare him to like the Emperor from Star Wars. But I thought he was I thought that's what a pope should be. I don't want some fucking rock star pope. I want like I actually liked Ratzinger. And he stepped down. It was weird. I didn't really pay much attention to this current pope that just died. Whoever his name is, Francis. And now we have Pope. What was his name? Leo or Leon or something? Leo, right? When were you in mood? Oh, you grew up in Mississippi. Wait, can you explain? You were born in California. How old were you when you went to Mississippi? How did you end up back in California? So give us some deets. You're born in California. When did you go to Mississippi? When did you come back to California? I don't think Ratzinger himself ever touched kids. Maybe he did, but he covered up a lot of other priests who did. But I still liked. I didn't like how he was like. I didn't like how John Paul II was all like, oh, and people. Like I hate that person. I'd rather have a pope who's more like imperial. Yes, reserved. Yes. But they always said like, oh, people from the New World will never be pope. But hey, the past 2 popes, the first one was from Argentina, and this guy's American who lived in Peru. We're getting a lot of like New World popes all of a sudden.
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you again? You're going to be 50, or you're 49 going on 50? So you moved back. So you grew up in Mississippi. You moved back to California when you were like 20?
That's interesting because one of my coworkers, she was born in California in 1969, but as an infant, her mother moved back with her parents.
Back to where?
Here? New Jersey.
Right.
But she still says, oh, I'm from California. Even though much of her life was in New Jersey, because she was born in California, I'm a Californian. And you're doing the same thing. You were born in California, but spent like 2 decades growing up in Mississippi, yet you still consider yourself a Californian. That's interesting.
No, he says here, he grew up in Mississippi. He considers himself from there. Because if you're only 6 months old when you moved to Mississippi, and you spent 21 years there, because you're born in 75, right? You're going to be 50. So you spent all your childhood, teenage years, you were like 21, and so you came of age in Mississippi.
So how was it that you were born in California? Was one of your parents in the military? Were you adopted? Did your parents try to make it in California but failed and move back home? How did that unfold?
Or were they native Californians who were like relocated to Mississippi? Yeah. What's the Mississippi connection? How you were born in California? How did you end up in Mississippi? Francis never really registered. That's the thing. John Paul II was he would register as the movie star. Ratzinger registered as like the more reserved, what a pope should be. Francis, I never really, I don't know. What did he do these past X amount of years? I don't know. I can't know. And this new one, Leo or Leon? Leo, yeah. This is our fourth pope. How about that? And actually, Endymion, there were probably like 2 other popes before. You were born in 75, so for Endymion, there might have been like,
Yeah, because there was that one short-lived one.
Oh. Okay, so Endymion got quiet. We wanted to learn about his Mississippi history.
Yeah, I know.
The Mississippi sissy himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, we thought you moved to Mississippi when you were 6 months. Hold on.
I guess they went to Texas first.
Where do you I gotta scroll back. Wait, you said you were 6 months old when you moved to Mississippi. Now you're saying... Okay, so you were born in California. How old were you when you left California? 6 months? How old were you when you finally made it to Mississippi? 5? So what, you spent like, 4.5 years in Texas? Or am I...
Now, where were your parents originally from, and where did they meet?
Yeah, where were your parents from? Why'd your mother go to, what do you call it, Mississippi? Well, Bash, I don't know who Bash is. Nice to meet you.
No.
I never watched My Little Pony. My sister, our sister liked it. I really have nothing to say on it. I've heard there are guys who like My Little Pony. They're called bronies. My Little Pony never did anything for me. My sister liked it. I remember my kid sister loved My Little Pony, but I don't follow it, In fact, I mean, when it comes to lame girly shows, I actually preferred like Rainbow Bright or the Care Bears over My Little Pony. So I really have nothing to say about My Little Pony. Doesn't really, no offense, doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so born in California. At 6 months, you moved to Texas. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm assuming your father was from New Mexico. Your mother was from Mississippi. When they divorced, your mama went back home. So your mama, am I correct? Mama's a Mississippian. Pop's from New Mexico. When they divorced, how old were you when they divorced? You were 5 and you were in Texas? So when did the divorce happen? How old were you? And I guess mama went back home in Mississippi, is what I'm assuming.
Where did your parents meet?
These are all interesting questions. Well, Bash, I'm afraid to watch something like that because I might get a copyright strike and the whole video gets removed. So I don't think I can watch My Little Ponies on stream. Even if you paid me to, they would just pull it. So I don't think I could watch something like that. Okay, and at the time of the divorce, you were in Texas? When your parents said we're splitting up, you were in Texas, I'd imagine, or...
And where did your parents meet?
This is interesting. They met in a fish packing place in Louisiana.
Okay, so wait a second. Now, so your mom was from Mississippi, your dad was from New Mexico. How did they end up in Louisiana? Because your dad, I guess, was an engineer. Was he going to college in Louisiana and work? How did your parents end up in Louisiana?
We have to have one more beer.
I think so.
Sure, it's good. It's good to talk. I haven't even talked to Endymion in a long time.
Yeah,
it's nice to meet you, Bash.
You're not adding much to this conversation.
Bash reminds me of what's his name?
No,
Commander K.
Oh, Commander K. Yeah.
Who? What? Moved to the UK from Idaho? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's still. I'm telling my brother. Your father's from New Mexico. He takes a job as a fish packer or a fishmonger in Louisiana. I mean, I can understand moving to Louisiana for an engineering job, but I'm in New Mexico. Let me move to Louisiana just to throw fish on. I mean, okay.
And again, how did they both traversed miles to go pack fish? That doesn't make sense. How did they end up in Louisiana?
But again, we don't know where. Maybe his mother was from the Gulf Coast, Louisiana. and moved over just across the. We don't
She
know.
was from Mississippi.
I'm sorry, Gulf Coast, Mississippi, and moved just over the border. We don't
This
know.
was the 1970s. Were they hippies who just traveled around? Like,
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so wait. In that case,
okay, so
they weren't really. Hold on.
Yeah, you're kind of being misleading. Okay, they worked at a fish packing place, but not packing fish.
You made it sound like there were two fish packers.
Yeah,
They met them.
yes.
Their eyes caught when packing the fish. Your father was working there as an engineer. Your mother's some kind of secretary. So they met. Okay.
But an engineer, I can still kind of understand. He has the engineering skills. He works on the equipment.
Keep talking. Let me
The
get
fish place
another beer.
needs
You
him.
can talk. Yeah. Fish place.
How
Okay.
did your mother end up being a secretary in Louisiana?
Right. If she was from, like, how far was she from home? If she's from
Yeah.
Mississippi, why did she go to Louisiana just to be a secretary? Your father, I can understand.
Actually, Mississippi, does Mississippi border Louisiana?
Yes,
So,
but I don't know what.
yeah,
That's what we're
yes,
asking him.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe it wasn't very far from your mother.
Past Christian, Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So your mother was from Mississippi, close to Louisiana border. So for her, it wasn't much of a big deal. But your dad had to leave New Mexico to get the job. That's interesting. I mean, you're driving 3 hours to be a secretary. I know you got to go where the money is, but why not just get an apartment or a condo in Louisiana? So she lived, I guess, at home with her parents and drove 3 hours to go be a secretary and 3 hours back. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. She found a job in Louisiana, which was still relatively close. So she moved to Louisiana to be a secretary, and she could drive home on the weekends and spend time with the family. Okay, it makes sense for your mother. Your dad got the engineering job, makes sense. And then they met, fell in love. And then I guess your dad got a better job in California. Your mother said, the fuck with this, I'm going with him. And then, do you have any siblings, Endymion? You're an only child.
Why did the mother go from Mississippi to Louisiana for
the job? And she moved to Louisiana.
How far was her home?
3 hours, she said.
Okay.
So I just mentioned she could move to Louisiana, work her job, and still be close enough.
Right, close enough to go home on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours. That's not okay. It'd be quite the commute, but not bad to go home on the weekends. Okay. You don't have to drink. If you can't finish this, I'll take it. He's got to go to bed. I got to get up too, so I can't stream forever. But yeah. If you're too tired, just say so. We're And is he older or younger? Your father or your mother's kid? Older, younger, father or mother's kid?
Yes.
Yeah, if you can't finish, I'll take. And this was because you were born in 75. Am I correct? You're born in 19. So this was like what, the early to mid 70s. This happened. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Technically, they're illegal in New Jersey too. But what a lot of these little shops do, like you can't get these at like the major, like Quick Check. You can look up a Quick Check or a Wawa or a 7-Eleven. You can't get them at the major ones, but a lot of these little Indian shops, they just go over to Pennsylvania and buy them and sell them, So technically they're illegal here too, but because we're near to a state border and they're not illegal on the other side, these small shops will buy them and then resell them. Yes, they're actually illegal in the state too. Okay, so when your parents divorced and you moved back to Mississippi, your mother got remarried or she had a kid out of wedlock, so you had a half-brother? Right, you were born in 75. So
your brother was born 80, 81, 82.
What we're asking is your parents divorced. Wait, how long did they know each other before you were born? They met in 70 or 74? I'm assuming, but you're right. Back then, you're right. A secretary job could afford you a small apartment.
Yes.
Yeah. She remarried eventually.
And when were your parents born? Circa 1950 or the later 40s? How was your relationship with your stepfather? Was it pretty good or so-so or pretty bad?
Yeah. I don't understand why they're making all this vape illegal. Oh,
Yeah,
the children. Yeah, for years they told us smoking was bad. Well, you're not smoking a cigarette. No lingering, tobacco. Now they're taking away. Yeah. Yeah, like our parents. Yeah, similar. Okay. They were born like early 50s, he thinks. He's not
Okay.
sure how old they were.
So they're both roughly 20. Okay.
Okay, but let me ask, when you were like 21, did you move with your mother and stepfather too? You all moved out to California, or just you? You said I want to move back. Like, is your mother and your stepdad still in Mississippi, or you all moved to California for some reason? Yeah, right. I don't know if you need to, it's after Leo. What else were we talking about? Something about. We're not putting the spot. We're just curious. Okay, so you. Okay, so you didn't move with your family. You moved yourself. So you happen to be born in California, spent your like really early years in Texas, but grew up mostly in Mississippi. And then at 21, your father, originally from New Mexico, ended up back in California, and you wanted to help him with his business, but it failed. And after the business failed, you decided, fuck it, I'm just going to stay in California, or you didn't want to go back home to Mississippi, or have you moved back and forth over the years? And do you talk with a Southern drawl? Be honest. When you talk, you got a bit of that Mississippi in you? Oh, okay. But the point is, after the business failed, have you been in California since 1996, or did you move back and move forth? That's what I'm asking, because your family, it sounds like you grew up primarily in Mississippi, like you said. I'm assuming your mother and stepfather are still in Mississippi. Your brother, half brother, I mean, you moved to California to be with your father. So I'm assuming. What? Okay, so in 96, you left Mississippi forever. And for the past 30 years almost, you've been back in California, where you happened to be born but never really grew up. You just moved there at the age of 21. Okay, so now he was born in California, spent the first few years in Texas. Parents divorced. He grew up in Mississippi.
Yes.
His when he was 21, his father, biological father, was out in California, so he went out there to help him with the business that failed. He's been there ever since. He just happened to be born there. But he didn't answer the question. Your mother, your stepfather, your brother, they're still in Mississippi, or what?
And where's your biological father? Still in California?
Yeah, where's your Hello, Thule. How are you, Thule? You still don't get my. Not only do you not understand how to move a stair up, you don't even get the stair analogy. I haven't used it in a long time. The last time I pulled the stair analogy, he's like, "Don't hide behind the stair." It's not something to hide behind. They don't get it. These people on lower stairs, it's so hard to even show them. There's stairs above you.
Nice.
He also used to have an accent, like a Southern drawl, until he started studying the foreign accents and then went away.
So how many languages do you speak, or at least understand?
Oh, that's interesting. He wanted to move back to Mississippi, but his grandparents passed away, and then his brother and mother went to Montana. What happened to your stepfather? What happened to the stepdad? So all these people are so like middle American, like Horsehead lives in Texas. One of his parents lives in South Dakota. The other one's Colorado. They're so like middle America. Yeah. This one, Montana. It's like wow. Okay, so your stepfather, your mother, and your stepbrother all went to Montana. Okay, well, your stepbrother, how much younger is he? Because you're going to be 50. Is he what? 45? How much? Or 40? How much younger? 5 years younger? 10 years younger?
And what does he do in Montana? And when did they move to Montana?
Well, you can take classes with Cassandra. She can teach you Japanese or the Chinese. Das ist richtig, sehr gut. And Jimmy, what's his name? What the hell's his name? Zenesis can teach you Deutsch.
Japanese and German. You have a fascist leaning?
Yes. We're part of the Axis power. And you should call yourself Axis immune.
Yes. Axis and Jimmy.
Okay, so he's about 10 years younger. So
okay.
In 1996, you were 21. He was like 11. I guess they moved to Montana around that time or shortly thereafter, or did they move to Montana first and there's nothing for you in Mississippi, so you went to California? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so when you went to California, your mother and stepbrother or half-brother and stepfather, they were all still in Mississippi. At some point, they moved to Montana years later.
And your brother, so you're saying 2000s, 2010s. Because if your brother was born in 85, in 2000, he would have been 15, still a minor. He would have gone with his parents to Montana. But in 2010, he would have been 25.
So was he an adult when he decided to move with them?
Or was it you went to California, shortly thereafter they moved to Montana, like 2000?
And why did Tuli disappear on us again?
I know, we need some Tuli.
Yeah, we need. Right, but was your brother still a minor? He was still a teenager, or was he already an adult and he decided just to go with him?
And is your brother a normie?
No, wait. So I understand. That doesn't answer the question. Was he already an adult when your mother and stepfather moved to Montana? He was like a grown-up and he went with them? Or was he still a kid? That's what we're asking. We're trying to figure out. He was already grown and he just goes where they go, or he's a kid, he had no choice. We're curious if he was an adult when he went with them to Montana.
If it was 2000, he would have been
15, he had no choice.
And he had to move with them. If it was 2010, he was 25. And yes, Inkwell, life is over. And what does your mother think of you guys? And you're still
must have been nearly an adult. So I guess he was of an age where he might have been 17. He might have been 19. So it probably would have been like the mid to late aughts. No, like earlier aughts.
Okay, maybe like aught 2, aught 3.
And why do you think your stepbrother? Well, you say step. He's actually a half brother. He's not your stepbrother. He's your half brother. You share a mother. So you both got your mother's bad genes that make you inkwells?
So your half-brother has never lived on his own. He's just always lived with his parents. And when you moved to California, you lived with your father first? And when did you get your own place finally?
And where is your father? Is he still with us? Yeah, tell us.
He's back
you moved to California at 21 to help your father, your biological father. It didn't work out. Is he still alive? Did you live with him? Did
he ever get remarried or have a girlfriend? What does he do? Now, what does your mother think about you two guys? Does she want grandchildren? Or has she come to the realization that that's never going to happen?
Okay, your dad's still alive. Is he still in California? Like he lives close?
I'm sorry, I forget what does he do?
I don't know. You can ask him. You don't have to tell us where you work. Just what line of work? You're in retail? Are you in mechanic? Are you in business? Are you in computers? Are you in automotive? Are you in what line of work are you in? And does your father live nearby, or did he go somewhere else?
And I guess is your father retired now?
Oh, he's about an hour away. And you're in Santa Barbara, right? Or is that the other guy? There were two Californians. I forget. You're in Santa Barbara. You're in finance. You're in Santa Barbara. Your father's about an hour away. Okay. Your mother wanted grandchildren, but No women were interested in you or your brother. So hey, that's life. Did your father ever remarry? He didn't have any other kids. Did he ever remarry?
And do you have step siblings from his second or third marriage or whatever? Or
Okay, father's retired now. The second business worked out, but he didn't need the son's help. Okay, are we winding down? It's been an hour.
we might be, yes.
So I don't understand this. Wouldn't your extended family be in Mississippi or New Mexico?
Or Montana.
Or well, your father's from New Mexico, mother's from Mississippi. Your mom and your stepdad and your brother, half brother, live in Montana. So what extended family are you talking about? And oh yeah, did your father remarry? Do you have any half, like maybe he married a woman who already had a son or a daughter? Did he remarry? And do you have any half or step siblings? Yeah. And who wanted to come on and say hi to Brother Click before he goes to bed? Who? Going twice. Going thrice. Going nice. Did you have that? Because you're not related. Did you have that fantasy? Was she kind of cute? Like, you know, in the Brady Bunch when Marsha and who was it, Greg? They start having feelings for each other in the movie because they're not related.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, did you ever have feelings for her? Yeah, but no. So he never actually remarried. He does. You know, you don't have any half siblings.
Is he still dating that woman, or did that end?
I'm looking here. I'm looking at something. Maybe I can get away with this. Christ, hold on. Damn commercials you gotta watch. How do I skip this?
I don't think you can.
You didn't answer our question. What was our question?
Was he ever attracted to this?
I'm just glad Mom and Dad didn't invite Roy to stay up here. It's crowded enough as it is. Look, Greg, I'm not any happier about this than you are, but we're just going to have to make the best of it.
I can't believe I have to share my far-out pad with my sister.
I never noticed how obvious a wig that was.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Marcia?
Yes, Greg.
I mean, what?
I was just wondering, if Roy is really Mom's husband, does that mean...
We're not brother and sister?
That was kind of funny. All right, who was the chick who played Marcia in that? Was that?
She's from Hey Dude.
Yes, she married
to
a
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. Okay. Well, that was fun. Okay, are we winding down now, or what's?
What's anyone saying?
Endymion got quiet and disappeared. No one wants to come on. Not that we need people to come on.
Well, it's been over an hour. I guess we've achieved all we can.
I've talked. Gotta go back tomorrow. Show my goddamn passport.
Yes.
Then take a drug test. And she told me, yeah, after you take the drug test, I'll contact you. And I'm like, yeah, when do I start my training? Don't, if you're late for training. She's acting like this is like some super fragile. I'm like, some really like, you know.
This is the
some,
NSA, honey. It's
right,
just
it's just some fucking bullshit. Yeah. Getting over bad illness still? Wow.
That's unfortunate.
Have you been out of work, or are you just going to work sick? Or you work from home in finance? Well, it's just us and you, Endymion. Everyone else went bye-bye. So if you're getting tired, just say so. Unless we share the weirdness of your story.
Yes.
I just had the State Farm claim with the mailbox, and he's got a State Farm claim with the guy who hit his car. They're right around the corner, but it didn't happen here. It happened miles away at his job. And then 2.5 hours south of Atlantic City, your coworker meets the son, unbeknownst. The son offers him a job. It's like, what is this weird? You know what I mean? The weirdness that is me is rubbing off on you. Yeah, okay, you just work it. Wow. All these people get to work at home and make decent money doing it. I'm amazed.
Yes.
You guys are much smarter than I ever was.
And do you own a home, or do you live in a condo or a townhouse?
What else do we have to talk about? Okay, so the weirdness of your situation. Now you get a State Farm claim, and do this job for a bit. Maybe apply for SSDI. That's going to take months to process. Work the job, quit in a few months. Apply for SSI, which might be easier to get. Get SSI while I'm waiting for SSDI. In the meantime, get out of this place and get you on Medicaid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that on TV.
Would you see it? Go ahead, share what.
It's like a lot of, what was that thing, like Chinese people come here to give birth to their children, have citizenship, and they go back to China. So you have all these Chinese clustered living in like these apartments. So he lives in a studio.
The two Californians are still with us.
Exactly.
Yes.
But Doggo has his own nice apartment.
Doggo has a very nice apartment.
He does.
And even working part-time from home, he's making decent money.
Yeah, I know.
And he could get on Neat Bucks. His doctor encouraged him to. So Doggo's doing the best out of all of us.
Yes.
I mean, he's the most physically fucked up, but, financially, he's doing the best out of all of us.
Yes.
And he's what? He's got a girlfriend or he's engaged or I can't remember. Something like that.
that.
He's a Jew. They're basically promised a wife.
Correct, yeah.
Tribe. Yes, a juice. Juice, I should say. So he's promised some juice.
Juices.
A juicette. Yeah. Do we call it soon or we go to bed soon?
Yeah, I guess. I'll do 5 more minutes. We're
All
at the 1:15 mark. And you can stay if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about. I'm glad you shared it because the weirdness of it. Your accent's about the weirdness of it.
Yes.
I mean, so I went from being unemployed to a grocery store job that sucked. It was too taxing to a very brief
driving job, which would have been good.
Would have been
had
good.
they just hired you as a driver,
Right.
But no, there's a whole rigmarole of this, that, and the other thing.
And now I got to do.
And hopefully you don't fail. I mean, they might just come up with something to make you
Well,
fail.
that's what it sounds like.
That's what it's, yeah.
I hope I don't want to, because it's a good thing. Like she even said, we're not giving full time right now. I said, that's fine. I'm like, fine. I'm like, if I can just do this for a few months, make some money for a few months, I don't want to be doing this in the winter time. I don't want to do this at Christmas with not only the ice and snow, but also, all the packages and shit. I don't want to be doing this then. I just want to do this over the summer, maybe into fall, for the next few months, get a little money and just, quit. I'm hoping I hope not looking for any reason to get rid of me. We'll see how it, I thought you told us you had a girlfriend. You joked she was black, then you said, no, she's not really black. So your story keeps changing.
Maybe she was never real.
I thought you had a girlfriend. I could have sworn you said you had a girlfriend. That's why you were afraid you had a pregnancy scare. That's why you were hoping abortion wouldn't be made illegal. I could have sworn you said you had a woman. Have I missed something? Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Is this Santa Barbara? Are that many Orientals in Santa Barbara?
I guess so.
See, even Thule remembers, yeah. But you can do it. Now, Endymion, you're an inkwell for real, and you're living presumably by yourself, unless you have a roommate. You're living by yourself. You managed to afford your one bedroom with your work from home finance.
He has a studio.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's a studio. Oh, you guys are both in Los Angeles. I apologize. Who was in Santa Barbara? There was a third Californian. Okay. Doggo, I know, is in LA. Endymion is also in the City of Angels. Who was in Santa Barbara? I can't remember. There was someone in Santa Barbara. My memory. Okay, so you're both in Los Angeles. Okay. Oh, you got rent protection. Okay.
Wow.
Doggo's a failed normie. If it wasn't for his physical problems, he would be a normie. He wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
It's really his physical problems are forcing him into near celldom. Yeah. You're a near cell probably because of all your, physical problems. You're not a Chad, but you just be some normie kike, married to some kikeette, some Jewess.
Yes.
If you could work, 5 days a week, but your physical problems are putting you into a new territory. No. Endymion isn't doing that. He's saying in his area, there are apartments filled with Chinamen sharing with each other, but he himself is in his own studio apartment alone, rent controlled. Commander K, congratulations. So you like the UK better than Idaho? Commander K recently moved from Idaho to the United Kingdom, but first he saw a Linkin Park concert before moving. So That's cool, Commander K. Do you want to become a British citizen? Are you going to apply for citizenship of the UK so you can be British and get NHS?
So what brought the move? Did one of your parents have a job?
Yeah, why did you guys move from Idaho
Yeah.
to the UK? Commander K is in England now. Well, see, I don't think they'd let you live there. You'd have to be a Chinaman. Gringos and Spics aren't allowed in. You got to be a Chinaman to live in one of those, one bedroom subdivided into 8. It's for Chinamen. They're all gooks. You can't.
Yes. Now the Spics can go there and build the partitions and then stuff wrapped like that. That's about it.
Yeah. Hey, Commander K, why don't you come on for 5 minutes? Show us your new British house.
Well, let's see that English countryside.
Yes, we want to see. Yes.
What time is it in UK? There's 6 hours, right?
Right. Or 5.
Or 5. You're up kind of early.
Yeah, you're up early. But we want to see. Come on for 5 minutes. Show us your British bedroom. Come on. You can do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Commander K.
Let's see the flat.
Yeah, show us your flat in your block. I was saying, I live in an apartment. Let's look at it. Wait, how's this song go? I live in an apartment on the 99th floor of my block. And I sit at home looking out the window, imagining the world has stopped. They didn't rain fly as the guy who's all dressed up just like a Union Jack. Says, I've got 5 pounds of Ivis kind of detergent pack. I said, hey, you get off of my cloud. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Don't hang around, cause 2's a crowd of my cloud. What are you doing in the car at like 4:30 in the morning? Where are you going, Commander K?
Are you driving or someone else?
Yeah, are you driving? Yeah, what's going on? You shouldn't be driving and texting. Oh, okay. So you can say, hi, I want to rent a place. And they'll say, okay, we got bedroom for you. 8-bedroom apartment. You get to rent 1 room. And the room is really just a subdivision of a 1 bed. And when there are other people that, okay, so you're saying the Chinese are actually, and how is this legal?
Yeah.
How is no one saying you can't subdivide a 1 bedroom like that? Yeah. I laid myself down. I was so tired that I started to dream. In the morning, the parking tickets are just like flags stuck on my windscreen. I said, hey, you get off of my cloud. Hey, dude, buddy's got to get off of my cloud. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Don't hang around, cause 2's a crowd on my cloud. Oh, good song. That's what makes you think of when you're. Yeah, how is that legal? Something's not right here. Or they don't go after them because they're Chinese. They don't want to be accused of racism.
Ethically insensitive.
Where are you gonna get the food, man? You going with the Tesco? Is that what they call it?
Are you going grocery shopping? You're gonna go to a restaurant to have breakfast?
It's 4:40. So you're going to get food at 4:40 in the morning. Okay.
Yes.
Who's we? You're with your mother, your father, your son? Who's there?
Unless they're still on Idaho time. What time is it in Idaho
Oh,
right
yeah.
now?
8:40.
So yeah, for them it's like 8:40 in the evening.
They're going to a restaurant at 4:40 in the morning in
Are
the
there any
UK.
restaurants open?
In fact, you should go to a pub. Go to a
Yes.
pub. You should go to Dev Pike's pub while you're
Yeah,
at.
you should go meet Dev Pike.
Oh, you got to start calling her mum. They don't call her mom. They call her mum. You got to say mum, M-U-M. Yeah, you got to talk to your mum and dad. Yeah. Oh, Commander K is in. Is it England or Scotland or Wales? Where in the UK? England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
What's the closest big city?
Yeah, you got to just give us a general area. Oh, you're not in England. You're in Scotland. Okay, they're in Scotland.
Wow.
Tara Norquay lives in Scotland. Maybe you guys can meet up one day. That
Yes.
sounds cool. All right, so Commander K's in Scotland with Tara Norquay now.
Good for him.
Driving around at 4:40 in the morning, trying to
Yeah.
get food. Okay, with his mom and his father.
Yes.
Okay, wow. By on bonny banks and by on bonny braes, where the moon comes up on Loch Lomond, and my true love will never meet again on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. All right, you getting tired, buddy? 1:30.
We'll go to the 1.5
This has
hours.
been fun.
Yeah, no, this is actually a decent stream.
Decent stream. Decent.
The Starlings have performed well tonight.
Good job, Starling. Flying in, flying up. If you can't finish, my guy, buddy, you're downing beer.
Do I grab a Corona and then you? Actually,
No. I'll pour whatever that is. We'll just stop. Okay, how's
Stop,
that?
you take
Okay.
the rest.
I'll take the rest. Okay, that's it. Because you got to go to bed.
Yeah.
If you got to be late, be late. Don't get a DUI for the shit job.
I gotta go.
I actually want you to quit your job, get another job, less hours, so you can apply for Medicaid. You're poor, but you're
Yes.
making like what? Over a matter of like $40, you're not eligible for Medicaid.
Yes.
You know, it's like.
That's how it goes.
Well, hold on, Endymion. I don't get too personal. Where in LA are you? Because it depends what part of Los Angeles you're in. Like, I don't know if I'm dead serious. Would Doggo Food Frodo agree with that? Because Los Angeles is a pretty big city.
Yes.
It depends where you are in Los Angeles. Some places you wouldn't want to. Others, like if you're living in Chatsworth or something, you're still within the city limits, and I don't think that's too day. I mean, so it depends where you are. But does Doggo agree that you wouldn't want to go for an early morning food run anymore? And
Yeah, what section of LA do you live?
you ever say general? Yeah, general. Yeah. I remember my mother had a friend who moved out there. Went to go visit her when we were just teenagers. She lived in Studio City. You know where that is? We went to go visit her in Studio City, and it was nice seeing Los Angeles. She lived in I guess it was an apartment. Felt more like a motel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Off Ventura Boulevard, Coldwater Canyon. I remember being in Los Angeles, and we go back to LA and visit Endymion
Yes.
and visit what's his name,
Doggo. That other guy.
Another guy. Then we'll head east, and
Yes.
we'll see Cassandra and Seymour in Arizona.
Yes.
Then we'll keep going until we get to Dallas. Then we'll go to Abilene and Dallas, and we'll see Horsehead Nebula and Penny Pounder.
Yes.
Am I missing anyone on my southwestern trip? Wait, when you say the ghettos, you live by Skid Row? And where did I want to hear what Doggo thinks. Where did Doggo go? We actually need you, Doggo, and you fucking disappear.
Yes, so Endymion, name 3 sections.
Wait, Doggo's a man in a Nissan, so he's not scared.
Yes.
Endymion's the Mississippi sissy. That's what Doggo called you, not me. He called you the Mississippi sissy. Oh, you live you're not too far from Compton, I'd imagine. Even though Compton's a different city. You're in that area? Jeez. Yeah, Doggo lives in Bel Air. So, I mean, he never feels unsafe in his neighborhood. He lives in Bel Air. So you understand, it depends where in Los Angeles you live. So he lives in Bel Air. You live in fucking South Central, Endymion. So it's like a world of difference.
Wow.
So it depends where in Los Angeles you are.
Have you ever considered moving away from Los Angeles, Endymion?
Well, in a way, I'm going to answer for him. If his studio really is rent controlled,
Oh, that's a good point.
it's like he's getting a deal you can't get in that area anymore,
Yeah.
but the area is starting to suck. But
Yes.
like he said, his neighbors are paying more. But yeah. But yeah, Doggo lives in Bel Air.
Wow.
Oh shit, is this dying?
This
I gotta
is-
charge this?
Yeah.
I mentioned something. Damn you. Buddy, we're getting tired. We're winding down.
Yes, we're winding down. We're coming to an end.
Yeah, you can't go back to Ole Miss because no one's there
Burn
anymore.
all those bridges.
You didn't answer the question about your extended family. I would imagine your mother's family is still in Mississippi and your father's family must be in New Mexico. What is your extended family you're talking about? Do you have other relatives in California? I mean, your father's there, but he's from New Mexico. So I'd imagine all your relatives are in New Mexico and Mississippi. And of course, your mom and stepdad and half brother are in Montana. So what are these relatives, extended family you're talking about? You never answered that question. I couldn't follow it. Right, that's what I'm getting at. You don't, other than your father, I'm asking, you don't have any immediate family in Southern California, other than your father, is what I'd imagine. Unless your father's people moved out there too. That's what I'm getting at. Your father's in California, you're in California, but other than that, I don't think you'd have any family there.
No.
So why would your family all be in the same town? They're not even from California.
How did your relatives end up in Maryland?
Right, just my dad and me here. Is there something you're not telling us? Is there something you want to open up about, Endymion? Hey, what if Endymion is related to Rafterman? They just don't know it.
Whoa, that would be crazy.
Or they're like, first cousins, second cousins, they just don't know it. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, you should only be working like 4 days a week. It's like never good.
Yes.
I'll probably be making about the same as you, maybe a little more with this job. It's only 4 days. Of course, it's a lot of, you don't like to drive. You're not a driver. It's got to be a lot of lifting and lugging. But yeah, this 6 days is, I mean, I can understand 6 days if you're getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you're working 6 days for like 4 days worth of pay. You can't stay up and get drunk.
Yeah, I gotta make some changes. We both gotta make some changes.
I'm going to go to midnight and recall it. How's that sound? 12 minutes. Well, if I have to get one more beer, I will. Fuck it. And then, if you're going to be late tomorrow, be late. Do not get a fucking drunk driving charge for this fucking job. Be late and say, shit, I overslept.
Yes, I know.
Do not risk it.
We're talking with Endymion here.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I have enjoyed this. Endymion, we never really spoke in depth like this.
We need Endymion to come on. Just get a nice pair of sunglasses, hide your face, and talk with us. Think about it.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't want to live in Mississippi either. So I think you're say what you will about Southern California. In fact, not Jersey, if you will. I would rather live here than in fucking Mississippi. No offense. It's I wouldn't want to live in fucking. It's like nowhere. No prospects. It's a total dead end. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
You're better. You're actually better. Expensive as it is, you're better off in Los Angeles than in fucking Mississippi.
Yes.
You'd be better off for real in Jersey than in fucking Mississippi.
Crime-ridden shithole LA is better than the finest parcel of Mississippi.
Yeah, this is just. What are you looking at, Duggo?
He's looking at us.
Yeah, let's get one, just
Okay.
Budweiser. Or should I say Corona?
Get a Corona.
Corona.
Get a Corona.
What was that?
Screw some piece of shit.
Oh.
All right, Doggo, you live in North Hollywood. How nice for you. All right.
Okay. Pour yourself just a little bit. Duncan, you had a lot of beer, buddy. It's midnight. It's midnight here in Jersey. He's got to go, almost 10 minutes to midnight. He's got to go to work tomorrow. So don't go nuts. I can tell you're out of it. You worked. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you got to be late, be late. It's okay. He's also, I can't be late. I can be there. It's okay. It's a shit job. Every now and then you can say, fuck it, I'm late. They're not going to suspend you over one, especially now that guy's leaving. They're not going to suspend you over one late. Have you been late before?
Not in a while.
Not in a while.
It's been a while.
I'm not saying be late on purpose, but don't risk. If you feel out of it, say fuck it and sleep an extra hour, because really, this job doesn't pay enough to cover a DUI and a loss of a license. So better get fired from this job than risk a DUI.
Yes.
And we didn't plan this. Just
Just sort of happened.
we haven't streamed in a while, so we'll go another 8 minutes, just 10, 5, whatever. Reason to go up. Okay. Well, we got 3 starlings. You and Endymion with my California. I got my swallows coming back from Capistrano. Okay, and we got Thule. So I've got the Southwesterners here. We got two Californios and in Arizona.
Thule when we go out west.
That's right. We forgot. That's what I forgot. Okay. Fly from Newark to Los Angeles. Rent a car. See Endymion. See Doggo in Bel Air. Then drive to Arizona. Maybe we'll skip Cassandra and Seymour. But we'll see Thule.
Yes,
we'll see Thule.
Yes.
And then we'll continue on and we'll see in Abilene, we'll see Horsehead.
Yes.
We'll end in Dallas looking at Penny Pounder. Am I missing anybody? Yeah, I guess, yeah. So
All right then.
yeah, we want to do our Southwest trip. I'm going to put a thing here. What's his name? Denmark guy's $40 is going towards our Southwestern trip. We're going to meet all y'all. All y'all getting met. No, you're not going to hide from us. We won't dox you
No.
until we get home. So I'm not shitting you, Thule. I'll come visit you. I'm a weirdo spurg. I'll show up at your door. Hey, how you doing?
So I guess we've wound down.
Yeah, I would say go to midnight and call it a stream. I think we've
What time
called
is it
it
now?
11:53. I can call it now. It's been an hour and a half.
I mean, we got 6 people. Not much is being discussed.
I'm just so drunk I can just sit here and stare at nothing. I don't want
I
to stare into space mode. Look at the back of my. I gotta study the back of my hand for
Yes.
Here's the hand I burned up. I'll show it to you guys in broad daylight. That's the burn.
Well, there's no daylight.
Any questions? Any last thoughts? Any last comments? Do you think, let's get political. Do you think the big, beautiful bill will pass in the Senate? Is this going to jeopardize my potential for knee bucks? I mean, we're all Americans here tonight, thank God. So my fellow Yankee doodles, is it really, Thule? You can be honest. If it sucks, just say it sucks. Come on, my Yankee doodle friends. Okay, Doggo. I'm asking, we've changed topic. We're talking politics. You think the big bill, you don't care. You don't give a fuck. Is the big, beautiful bill going to pass? Because I think it's actually going to make it harder to get Medicaid, to get Social Security, to get food stamps, SNAP, EBT. But isn't it, we never really talked to Endymion. Like, it was good to have a good talk. People open up. Yeah, it's nice. Back and forth. Yeah.
To learn,
to explore.
What you guys are.
Yes. You don't have to be scared. No one gives a shit about us. We're a bunch of losers.
Be forgotten.
No one's gonna. No one gives a shit. Yeah. Other than the other starlings who you already know. I mean, yeah, I know. Because you don't want neat bucks, even though your doctor said you can get it. I don't blame you. You make more part-time working from home. Yeah, exactly. If I were in your shoes, I would do what you do. Work part-time. You're making more money doing that. But your doctor actually said, I'll help you get neat bucks if you want. But, So I understand, Doggo. It doesn't affect you.
Yes.
You're living in a nice mansion in Bel Air, so you don't care.
Well, North Hollywood.
No, he lives in Bel Air.
He says North Hollywood.
Where does he say that?
He said it multiple times. I'm in North Hollywood.
I'm in Bel Air. Yeah, I'm in Bel Air. See? Okay, anyway. And Endymion is in Watts. So what do you say he was?
Compton.
Oh yeah, it is. It gets interesting to hear other people's backstories.
Yeah, I know.
That's where we discuss each other's lives. We'll discuss my life. I'm going to tell my stories about the nigger bitch, about the
Yes.
dude who strangled me. I'm going to tell. I want it all like in video format, but it's like I don't want to bring myself to do it. And the past few days, I was thinking about that stuff, and I was also thinking about I need a job now. So now that I can't fuck this up, but I'll do this fucking drive around delivery job for a few months. If it's going to be one of these bitch jobs where they try to find a reason to get rid of you, I'll say fuck it and quit.
Yeah.
I need some money. I need some money for the time being. It's time to start getting, because I'm looking at my whole life. My shrink once said to me, "Well, neat buck." He didn't use the word neat bucks. I'm paraphrasing, but he said basically a life of neat bucks, a life of the government dole isn't worth it. You're not going to earn anything. And I said, yeah, that's if you're someone like Doggo, I would agree with that. But even not being on neat bucks, I've earned nothing. What have I gotten?
Yeah.
Minimum wage, shit jobs, managers who want to fire me, nigger bitches who want to run me over, fucking assholes who want to strangle me. They're just always looking for an excuse to get rid of me, always running for to lose this shit job. So I'm in the whether I'm on neat bucks, which is guaranteed, or working a bunch of shit jobs, which sucks. I'm still in the same boat. It's not like I'm giving up like some big bucks job to go on neat bucks. Like Doggo. That's why stay with your part-time thing. You're making more doing that. I've never. It's like for me. I'm already in this position. It's just, neat bucks would be that safety net. I've told them a million fucking times. Yeah.
But I gotta go to bed, everybody.
Are you gonna go to bed? I'll wind this. Okay. Look a minute. I'll probably say goodnight in a minute. Hold on. Buddy, stop. Where was I? Make sure brother Click gets up the stairs without fucking, breaking a bone or falling down the stairs or whatever. All right, where are we? I'll tell him when he gets out of the bathroom. I'll tell him you say goodnight. And Dimian, hold on. You sound a bit upset. I'm going to bed now. Good night. I said, "Oh, good stream." And Dimian, thank you for sharing parts of your life. You can ask me anything you want. Thank you. It's just good to talk. I think my brother actually enjoyed this. He stayed up later than he would have. He even said to me, "Let's turn into a better stream." I told him, don't risk a DUI or DWI. Don't risk it. Your job. He said, "This is a better stream. It was nice talking to you." Yeah, he enjoyed talking with you. This is good talking, Dimian. I mean that. So good night, but understand it's much appreciated. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Good night, Endymion. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock. California time, right? It's 9 o'clock there. Okay, the bill limits who can get Medicaid, limits what qualifies for SNAP or food EBT food stamps. It requires people on SSI or Medicare to volunteer, Medicaid to volunteer. They're trying to put a bunch of constraints on what used to be more unquestioned neat bucks. Did you at least hear what I said, or did you rush off? Yo! I think my brother's still in the bathroom. Yes, that it is. And here, let me explain politics. It's got to go through the House, and if it passes in the House, it goes to the Senate. It passed in the House today by one vote. So it's not a landslide either way. They're fairly neck and neck. By one vote, it passed in the House of Representatives. Now it goes on to the Senate. If the Senate votes for it, it passes. If the Senate doesn't, it won't go through. So by one vote, it passed in the House of Representatives. By one vote. It's not like it was, if it was a landslide either way, you'd say, okay, But when it's that close by one fucking vote, it's like, oof. Interesting. So at the grocery store, like the bill hasn't even passed yet, but we're anticipating. Like, what did it say? Share it. Okay, for the most part, everyone's voting with their party, but I think Republicans have a majority in the House. Yet, if it was still that close, if it was only one vote, it means some Republicans, probably from more liberal or poorer districts, did not go with it. So, yeah, for the most part, people are voting their party, but it was so close that it wasn't a landslide. It was like by one vote, it passed the House. Well, both have a Republican majority, but it only made it by one vote. But I think the Senate's going to be less. You think the House would actually be more sympathetic. So, yeah. Unless this is all for show. Like Thule says, they already know what the answer is going to be. They're just putting on a performance, and it's already understood, okay, this is going to pass, and people are going to lose their EBT. Okay. See, so EBT is actually a good thing. You give money to the poor, and they give it to the grocery stores to make a profit. So it's actually the federal government giving back to the grocery. So it's, I think, yeah, see, EBT should be allowed to. And I don't think anything should. I love how, like, soda and candy should be covered. I think everything should be covered by EBT. I like the fucking laissez-faire. In the notice, it literally says less customers. Oh, okay, so they're going to cut your hours to make up the loss of profit. So this is a bad bill. I hope it fails. Like I said, I'm all for kicking the illegals off, but I don't want to make the neat process, the neat bucks process harder for people like me, Americans who want to neat. Yeah, and see, it's going to affect you. Less EBT means less customers, means less hours for you, Thule, and my brother, in theory, at these grocery stores. You're going to get screwed over. See? This bill isn't helping anybody. Hold on a minute. Where's my brother Sloan? Sean! Hey, say goodnight. Okay. Brother clicks in bed. Did I say Brother Click's name? Did I say his name? Oh, shit. Oh, well. Shh. Okay, what were we talking about? Something about this bill is bad for everybody. Yes, Anton and Sean. You got it. Anton and Sean. Right on the money. Anyway, but anyway, what I was going to say was this bill is bad for everybody because, like Thule, even if you don't want to eat, you're going to get less. You might get your hours cut because less poor people have food stamps to give to the to pay to the grocery store. So this is bad for all of us. Good. Let's keep it. Let's keep it hush hush. I'm waiting for this to finish charging. I want to get real close to. I might get off soon. Like I said, I go in tomorrow afternoon and show my. Did I show you the picture of my passport? Should I show you one more time? Actually, let me see. I think I want to see something here. Give me a sec, because I think when I got my passport photo, I went to like some photo studio and they took a picture, and I think they gave me the copy of it. I'm just trying to find it. I don't know where it is though. I don't see it. That's strange. Wait a minute. Is it in here? Here it is. Okay. A lot of this got cropped out. Here's the original photo because they gave me two. When I went to the photo studio, they gave me two photos, and the one on my passport doesn't look as Jungle Man. But here, I should make this my. Look at that. That's from about 9 years ago. That's what I look like when I was. What year was that? 1634. That's what I look like 9 years ago. Can you see it's me? Yeah, it's funny. I don't look like a rock star. I look like a roadie, like the geeky roadie who like tunes the guitars for the rock stars. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I was getting ready to cut my hair, but I said, let me get my passport done before I cut my hair. Oh, well. That's kind of cool. Where's this? Shit. What? How did I lose that? It's okay. Anyway, that was me. You want to see it one more time before I put it away? So I kept the photo. I figured, why not? It's funny. That's the thing. I wasn't high. I might have been drunk, but I wasn't high. All right, let me put this shit back. Wasn't that nice? I should get my photo albums and show pictures of me over the years, or make a little collage of me over the years. Here's me when I was 5. Here's me when I was 35. Here's me when I was 17. Here's me when I was, 41. Here's me when I was 3. I should do one of those weird collages. Yeah, you just think I'm a pothead because my hair was long. You fucking, I don't want to say racist. You prejudiced, I dropped the one paperclip. It's pissed me. I don't know where it is. Hold on. Still got the full head of hair, but I've gone more gray. You can see, I think that's the one thing. There's much more gray in the beard than there was 9 years ago, for sure. I've definitely grayed more. Definitely in the beard, especially. That's what happens when you're over 40. Buddy, doggo, you're 40. You're about to turn 40. Welcome. You think it's bad now with your physical deterioration. Well, you already lost your hair, but... Ugh. All right. Well, I can make it a 2-hour stream, 10 more minutes. I'm getting tired. But then again, I still got a full thing of beer here. So I'm like, do I keep drinking? I don't know. All right. Any last thoughts or anything we want to discuss? And, now I'm getting tired. I shared my passport. We shared the weird story of my brother's car getting hit and the coworker getting offered a job by the guy who hit the car's son, but 2.5 hours from home. Like, what are the odds? And we talked about this new bill. We got a little political. We even talked about the Pope much earlier when Guillermo was here. We've had a nice, interesting stream. I want to talk about my job. I want to talk about what I've gone through. My brother's got to rent a car. This is such a fucking never-ending nightmare. I'm surprised you're awake. I thought you were getting up early in the morning. I thought you were doing home repairs all day, and I thought you were going to sleep. I thought you'd be in bed. James, I'm surprised you're here right now. I don't know how much of this you saw. I don't feel like repeating myself. I thought you'd be sound asleep by now. I thought you were getting up bright and early with the rooster crowing, and you were in bed, Yeah, we love you, et cetera, et cetera. But I thought you'd be. That's what I was hoping. We can rent the car tomorrow. If we're going to come out to Waynesboro, put the miles on a rental car. But I don't know, with this being a holiday weekend, we might not be able to bring the car into the shop until Tuesday, the collision shop. So we'll see what happens, but we'll go from there. Well, that means you're getting old. They say old people don't sleep very well. Yeah, I know my father apparently has been waking up from what I understand. My mother doesn't tell me much. He wakes up at random hours and can't sleep. So they say the older you get, you don't sleep. You just sort of wake up after a few hours. So, and you're like a year or two older than I am. So I get it, dumb. Oh, I'm not worried. Like I said, I thought you were doing DIY projects all day and you fell asleep or something. I'm surprised you're here right now. But it's good to see you. I'm happy to see you. What did you think of the picture? Did you see the picture I showed from like 9 years ago? What I have to pull out again? Christ. Do you want to see my passport photo picture or did you see it? Oh, man. I'll pull it out. I still got a full head of hair. This was me 9 years ago. Yeah, I know, but we're happy to see this guy. Look at this guy. What's this blue fucking light? I was gonna say if you take away the goatee, add a pair of glasses and some wrinkles, this could be Donda, don't you think? Yes, I see the resemblance. Remove the goatee, add some wrinkles, add a pair of glasses. Here's basically Donda. It's basically Donda, isn't it? You know, kinda. Yeah. That's me. See, 9 years ago. See, I've gone gray in the beard more since then, but yeah, that's me. Yeah, add a pair of glasses and some wrinkles. Get rid of the facial hair. You got Donna. So you must think I looked pretty sexy 9 years ago, right, Dom? God damn it. Okay. Wasn't I cute when I was like 34 years old? I was pretty cute back then. Yeah, I've gotten even uglier, but you know. How can you say I'm an ugly inkwell? Look how gorgeous I was. Like Donda with a goatee. I mean, I must look, you know, sexy. All right. This is charged enough. Hold on. There we go. What else? Have we said all there is to say? I won't keep you, but if you want to come on for 5 minutes, I'll talk with you because it's like, I'm getting off. I've been doing this for about 2 hours. I'm ready to get off. If you want to say hi, say hi. If not, fuck it. I don't care. Because I know you're not streaming right now. I know you're not fucking streaming, you know. Yo, I won't keep you if you want to come on for 5 minutes. I thought you were asleep, but here you are wide awake, or so it seems. So I thought I'd call you for just a few minutes because I know you're not streaming right now, I don't think. So I thought I'd say call and say hi. What?
Nah, I'm not into streaming much anymore.
I know. The starlings have been complaining. They want to go to your nest and you're not there.
I don't know about that. I think people have moved on from the Depressed Unwanted Man saga. But yeah, it's hard to like. I don't know. I was waking up at 4:30, 5:30 every morning, and now like it just I've been staying up till midnight and waking up at 8, and I don't know.
Well, you don't have a car, correct?
Correct.
So you're just homebound, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been great. I wish I would never have to drive ever again. I would.
Well, who's cutting the grass at your parents' house?
Yeah, my mother did call me about that, and she wanted to come pick me up so I could go over and take care of her shit, and then she found somebody to do it. But
well, when you move to Australia permanently, she's gonna have to find someone else. You won't be in this country anymore. So,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I was trying to explain to her the situation. I was like, I really don't have the time because she wanted me to go over there and And then she didn't want to bring me back the same day, so I would have had to spend the night over there. It would have been a whole ordeal. I'm rushing around as it is, trying to get things.
Well, maybe it's psychological, subconscious. Maybe she's sad that her son is going to Australia and she wants you to spend a night there, like for old time's sake. What? No?
My mother's a horrible woman.
Okay, fair. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. Okay.
She's selfish and only cares about herself. Trust me. So I hate to say that about her, but yeah, she never cared about anyone but herself. So
yeah, my mother's similar. She basically worships my father. She thinks he's like, the be all end all. He's a fucking nutcase, and now he's a fucking stroke victim retard. My mother just thinks he does all the thinking for me. So I understand what it's like to have a wacky mother. You're not alone. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, we think all the children that she had like fucked her up or something. Like it fucked with her head. I don't know, but having 10 kids, I mean, I think that would make any woman go nuts.
Right.
So now you're pushing back so now you're not coming here until Tuesday now.
Do you call her mommy cum dumpster? I'm sorry. Anyway, no. Did you hear the story about my brother? Did you know what happened with my brother?
No, I just got on when I texted.
All right, I'll repeat this. It's really weird. I'll be quick. I'll be brief. My brother went to his job at the grocery store. He works at a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Somebody hit his car. Somebody crashed into his car.
Okay.
A lady saw it and she called the police, so we know who hit it. It turns out it was some guy who runs like a sandwich shop, sandwiches and bread and stuff, and he was making a delivery, and he was cutting through the parking lot. He was trying to cut through a bunch of spaces, and he crashed into my brother's car. It's funny. It's funny. The sandwich shop is literally like half a mile from my house, and my brother works like 7 or 8 miles from here. So it's kind of funny how we're basically from the same neighborhood, but the accident didn't happen here. It happened in the parking lot at my brother's job.
Yeah.
And here's what's really weird. My brother is a coworker who was suspended for not showing up. He was coming in too late, so they suspended him. They said, you're suspended for a week. Make sense?
Your brother is suspended?
No, his coworker.
Oh, okay.
Coworker goes down to Atlantic City to go gambling. You've heard of Atlantic City, right?
Yeah.
Atlantic City is like 2.5 hours from here. Coworker goes down to Atlantic City, meets a guy, starts talking to him, gets offered a job as a cook at the fucking sandwich shop. It turns out that was the son of the guy whose father hit my brother, and like 2.5 hours from home. So it's just weird how my brother's car gets hit, and then like his coworker gets offered a job by the guy who hit his car's son, like nowhere near here. I'm just sharing the story because we thought it was weird. You don't seem to care, but okay.
Well, no, that is weird.
Very. It's like, because like I said,
it's a small world.
My brother's coworker and this guy and the guy's son are all from this area of Jersey. How the guy from up here just happened to meet the boss's son. They're both from up here. They met down there because Atlantic City is like 2.5 hours from here. They met all the way down there. And then my brother said, holy shit, the guy who offered you the job, that's the son of the asshole who hit my car. What? It really is a small world. It really is. But I'm actually going somewhere with the story. You want to hear where I'm going with the story?
Sure.
They're going to fix my brother's car, and they're going to pay for a rental while it's at the auto body shop. So I was actually hoping we can get a rental car like tomorrow. And then if we want to come out to Waynesboro, instead of putting wear and tear on our cars, put it on this rental car that the insurance company is going to pay for. The only problem is because it's Memorial Day weekend, we might not be able to do this until Tuesday, but I'd still like to maybe either way. It'd be nice to actually rent a car on the company's dime, the insurance company's dime, and just drive out there. But if I got to do it myself, I'm considering it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to go. My brother and I are going to do, when he gets done with work, we're going to the auto body shop.
Okay.
If they say sure, if they say we'll take it now, we're going to go rent a car and we'll drive it out. If they say you got to come back after Memorial Day, come back on Tuesday, we'll consider what we want to do over this weekend.
Okay.
Are you following my story, man? This is like the third or fourth time I told it, but it's new to you, so I'm telling you.
Well, thank you. Yes, because this is the first time hearing it, but yeah, sounds good to me. I'll be here, of course.
Well, like I said, unless your mommy's going to pick you up and take you over to, her house, but
no. And my house is getting better, so it won't be so embarrassing.
When do you want to put it on the market? Like, what are you realistically thinking?
Well, somewhere at the beginning of June. So the first few days of June.
Wait. It's already May 23rd. So you're talking about like less than 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Is Donna going to come and visit you in Waynesboro, or it's not going to happen? There's no time for that.
She is, but it's
Well, look,
the timing of all this is convoluted, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So my parents asked me the same kind of stuff, and I haven't been able to give them a straight answer because I don't really know.
well, you're going to put the house on the market, you're hoping, and basically in 2 weeks, maybe less. It's already May 23rd. June 1st is only like 7, 8, 9, 10. So like you want to put the house up in the next 10 to 14 days, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, but yeah. I mean,
Okay, but you're not ready yet, so it probably won't go up until July or August. Okay, now we're getting a better time frame. You're really not. You like the idea, but you're not ready to put it up, is what it sounds like.
Well, it's not ready right now, but hopefully by the time I leave, it will be.
When are you leaving? When are you leaving?
June 4th.
You're going back to Australia June 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't know that. Okay. So you're going, how long are you be in Australia for? June 4th to what?
Well, until I die.
Oh, you're leaving the country forever, right?
Well, I would like that, but yeah, well, we might be coming back though. That's the thing.
Yeah, because when was Donna going to come and see Waynesboro? And she was asking me. I'll tell you, she was more interested in being a tourist. OC, tell me about New York City. So I got the impression Donna wanted to come to this country, allegedly to see Waynesboro. I told her, I said, listen, New York is like 4 hours from Waynesboro. You got to drive there, drive back. DC is only like an hour and a half, right? From where you are to Washington, DC, it's only like an hour and a half?
Yeah, well, depending on the traffic, it's horrendous down there. But
well, it's even worse than New York City. Look, Washington, DC is bad. Philadelphia is worse. New York City is 1,000 times worse. You should know this. Philly is worse than DC. New York is worse than Philly. So if you want to drive from Waynesboro to New York City, it's going to be at least 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours.
Yeah, like the New Jersey Turnpike going north starts backing up like 10 miles before the George Washington Bridge. And, yeah, what you don't want to be is in the left lanes, the express lanes. You know, when you get close to the bridge there, you want to stay to the right.
Right, but I wouldn't even take the turnpike. If I were you, I would take 78, but that's a whole other story. We can talk about that later. Point is, you plan to go back to Australia. You plan to go back to Australia on June 4th, and you plan to stay there forever. I thought Donna was coming in July or August. I thought you were going to be here for the summer. What are you telling me, dumb? It's now or never for us to meet?
Well, yeah, so we might be coming back. I just don't know exactly.
Well, if you come back, I want to meet Donna too. So you said you're going June 4th. When would you and Donna be coming back? I might want to meet her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe July.
So June 4th, you're going to Australia. What if your house isn't sold yet? You don't care?
I mean, yeah, Bill, I don't know.
No, I'm going to be. I don't care if you're tired. How can you leave without? I understand it. Okay, you sell your house, you spend a couple days in a motel, and you fly out. How can you leave while your house is still in the market? Don't you have to be there for the settlement when the new buyers? You go to the realtor's office, you sign the paperwork. Don't you have to be in town when your house is sold?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I could be. Yeah, I told him. I said I might be in Australia. So yeah. They could do everything over the internet, but then he said that they might need to FedEx me something to sign. But normally they can do everything over the internet. I'm more concerned how to get my goddamn money because Truist Banks just freaking sucks, and you got to go to a local branch to transfer your money. And I just I don't know how to get money over there, but
So you might
Yeah.
okay, but basically on June 4th, you're definitely going to Australia June 4th, correct?
well, I wouldn't say definitely, but that's what I'm shooting for.
Oh, so okay, it's not definitive. I thought you had a plane ticket. You don't have a plane ticket yet?
No, I have a plane ticket, but but I can change the date up until the departing time. So
What do you mean? How many you have 24 hours to change the date?
I can change it up until the plane leaves, up until the check-in closes. Like the
Okay,
boarding
so for
closes.
now the ticket says June 4th, but you can change that.
Yeah.
You think you'll be out by June
Yeah.
4th, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping. I'm hoping, but yeah, it's a lot to do, and so we'll see. I'm still working on the kitchen, so we'll see what happens.
Well, are you going up to Buffalo one last time, rent a car, drive up to Buffalo, say goodbye to Todd, or
Todd is done with me. I think. I mean, he's done with all of us. I mean, he's abandoned us, and he's just up there in Amherst living his neat life, and I don't think he wants anything to do with us or me here. So I got to meet him once, so I'll have to suffice.
once was enough? Okay, I got it.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'd
you
like us to be homies, and it'd be cool if he could get to Australia and stuff, but it doesn't appear that he's interested. So.
well, you accused me of abandoning you, and I want to be your homie, but you don't seem interested, so I gave up with you. So yeah.
No, you project that onto me, and the more I say yes, yes, then you're like, oh, you don't seem enthusiastic enough, and then you just disappear for weeks on end, and then to top it all off, you lie to me. You lied, a bald-faced lie.
What lie?
You said that it was nothing personal, and you were just too tired to text me back.
That's the truth.
That is a lie, because you're laying there in bed, you're playing with your phone, you're browsing YouTube, TikTok, whatever the fuck you're doing. You can't hit a button on Discord or the little message button. You got my phone number, and type a couple things, or hit the voice record button, and then say, "Hey, what's up?" And you're too tired to do that. Bullshit.
Do you know some guy named Bash? There's some guy named Bash who's asking for you. Bash.
Yeah, Nostalgia Bash. Yeah, he's a pony, bro.
Yes. My Little Ponies. And yes, Bash, this is Dumb we're talking to. He's in the chat. Yes, we're talking to Dumb. I wasn't lying. First of all, when you sent me that Discord, I'm like, he's back in the country. He could just text me. Why is he sending me a Discord message? And I was too tired to think of anything to say. I didn't want to do a back and forth. I went to bed. I didn't know what to say, but I eventually got back to it. What?
No, I just hear excuses. You abandoned me.
No, I'm talking to you right now, man. How is this abandonment? I may have gone away for a little while, but what?
Yeah, well, you said you were too tired, and that's a lie, because you're laying there in bed, you're browsing the internet anyway, you're playing with your phone. How can you be too tired to send someone a voice text?
Oh, by the way, did Bash get you a pony game on stream? He wants you to play some game that.
Yeah, he did, but I just couldn't play it more than a few minutes.
You abandoned Bash. You abandoned Bash. Don't give me that. Bash, Dumb abandoned you.
No, I didn't abandon him. We're still talking and stuff, and he was on my backup channel, and yeah, we're still cool.
Well, the important thing is I'm here now. You should be grateful that I'm here now. You should say
I'm not, because you know what? You broke my heart, and then you lied to me and trample on it and set it on fire, and then you come back like nothing's happened, and then you come up with some bullshit excuses, and you don't tell me the truth. The truth is that you just don't give a shit. That's the truth.
No, did Donna not tell you? I was talking to Donna the other day, and I said, geez, Donna, I think James is upset with me. And she said, yeah, he was a little upset, but he'll understand. He's very forgiving. So Donna assured me when we talked for like 3 hours the other day. She told me that you'd be cool with this and you wouldn't mind But now apparently you're telling me Donna's a liar.
Yeah, you're a master manipulator. You are. And so don't try to turn this around on me. All right?
No, I'm telling you the truth.
You're the one who ghosted me.
No.
All of us. And then you come up with some bullshit reason that you're too tired. It was nothing personal.
Yeah, Donna told me you'd be understanding. You were upset because
I am understanding, but your reasoning is just a lie and it's bullshit. And if you would just tell me the truth, and the truth is, I just wasn't, you just didn't care enough about me to bother responding. That's the truth. And if you would have just told me that, I could respect it.
No, the truth is I was very tired and I couldn't think of anything to say. Plus, I figured Dum doesn't really care about me anyway, so who cares? Yeah, I figured you didn't really give a shit whether I responded or not. I didn't realize you would take it so personally because the vibe I get off of you is you don't care. Donna tries to tell me, oh, he cares. He has a hard time showing his feelings. Yeah, Donna told me, don't worry, it'll all work out. Donna and I spoke for like 3.5 hours the other day, and she told me, she didn't tell you any of this?
Yeah, she told me some of it. But yeah,
we laughed, we cried, we talked about being friends in the future, me coming to Australia to visit you guys. What, didn't she tell you all this stuff? You're acting like we're enemies now. She didn't tell you all the stuff about she was going on about being.
No, she said she talked to you and she said a few things, but I just wanted a better explanation than you were too tired. That was a cop out.
The terms polyamorous and open relationship came up several times. It was a very good conversation.
You know what? When you said that I was mate guarding, you might have had a point because I'm one to you, and yeah, I gotta watch you around.
It doesn't matter what I think or what you think. It's about Donda. I thought Donda came first, and she was using terms like open relationship and polyamorous. So I'm like, okay, this is an interesting conversation.
This sounds nothing like Donna. She's never said anything like this.
Well, she wouldn't say it to you. It's like there's the other side of Donna you might not see. She wants to let the other side out.
Why would I be okay with this?
Well, because, you love Donna so much, you would go along with whatever she wanted to do. You'd respect her wishes.
Well, I don't think I'd get that far. I mean, if she's going to be fucking you while she's fucking me, I'm not down with that.
Well, we didn't say anything that harsh. We were talking more like teenage shit, maybe some fingering, maybe some making out, maybe some the nipple. We didn't get, in other words, let's change the subject. Do you want me and my brother to come out and see you or not?
Yes, I would like you and your brother to come down and to see me, and I want to know your full names, and we can hang out, and you can help me do DIY.
Okay, I'm going to see if we can rent a car tomorrow. We might not be able to. Either way, yeah, I'll see. We'll see what the situation is after tomorrow, because if my brother can rent a car this Friday. I don't know. He's got to get like an estimate, but I don't know how it works. I got to go in person. We got to see do you have to drop the car off for the estimate or how does this work? So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll see if we can rent a car. But remember, it's Memorial Day weekend. I'd rather just take a rental car out. Unless I tell my brother, if my brother gets a rental car on Tuesday, and I don't go to work till next week, just tell him, call out. Maybe we'll do that way. If my brother gets a rental car Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll tell him, call out. Just tell the work you can't come in, and we'll drive out. Because it's not like you're going anywhere. It's not like you're going to be there for at least the next week or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're tired, we can say goodnight. All right. Let's keep in touch.
I'm tired, but I'm always tired.
Right. We'll keep in touch. I would like to come out and see you. Preferably, I'd like to put the miles on a rental car, the wear and tear on a rental car. So if we can't rent the car for Friday or for Saturday.
Well, I want to see you and Brother Click in your own car, in your new car you bought.
What do you care? I mean, you only put miles on the Sebring just to come see you. I mean, I would have, but if my brother can rent a car that the insurance will pay for of the guy who hit him, then I'll go with that. That would be much cheaper.
Well, that's true because unlimited miles and whatnot.
We'll pay for gas, but they'll pay for everything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way, I'll know tomorrow. I'll give you. Can I text you tomorrow? I'll let you know what the situation is tomorrow. I'll know tomorrow.
All right. Text me at Discord or my phone. Doesn't matter.
Probably your phone. You're back in the country. I want to just text you on the phone. I'm not going to Discord. I'll text you. Just text. The telephone. Your cell phone.
Okay. Well, to me, it's the same damn thing. I mean, it's a text one way or the other, so it doesn't matter.
No, if I were in Australia or Scotland, yeah, I'd use Discord. We're both in the USA here right now.
Speaking of Scotland, did you ever hear from Tara yet?
No, I haven't heard from Tara Norquay in like months.
I think she's dead.
Well, no, because actually, all kidding aside, Donna asked me the same thing. She said, "Hey, OC, have you heard from Tara?" I said, "No." Donna didn't say that. I don't think she's dead. I just think she's going through personal. I don't want to say too much. I think she had some personal tragedy in her family, but I don't think she's dead. Why do you think she's dead?
Well, because she's never done this before, and I text her every day for a couple weeks, and she's just completely pieced out, and plus she's had medical issues.
Well,
and
she should, if she sees this video, maybe she'll leave a comment. I think she's just going through personal things, but I didn't want to bother her. But you think she's actually dead? You think she passed away? Possibly.
Well, I mean, that would make just because she. I mean, I always think the worst, but yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Because I mean, just because somebody ghosts you doesn't mean they're dead, but because she had history of poor health, and she sent Donna and I 2 smartwatches, and then she just vanished. So
Wow.
either it was like her parting gifts, or she died. So I mean, I don't know.
Oh, so she knew she was dying? Possibly.
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't heard from her in months, so I have no idea. So when was the last time you heard from her?
I'd have to get back on WhatsApp, but I think like 3 weeks.
Wow. Well, you got to teach me how to set up these Gimme Dat links, because how was she able to send you a watch? Where'd she send it to?
Well, she knows my address.
Oh.
But yeah, on Amazon you can. I think she did it through Amazon though, actually, and you can have like a wish list, like a public wish list. But I don't know how to do things step by step. I just know how to muddle through it and figure it out. But I can't tell you how to do it. There's a way to do it. You can Google Amazon wish list, and and then Todd had one, and
Well, you can show me. You can walk me through it. We'll sit down together. You can show me how to do it. It sounds good.
Well, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to exactly do it. These things are hard for me to do. Somehow I figure it out, but it takes a long time.
They're even harder for me. So I thought, 2 heads are better than one. You'll show me because I'm totally lost.
And then I'll just start going berserk because my head starts hurting, and yeah.
So if I come out to see you, can we stream? You want to stream with me or what?
Yeah, sure. I'll stream with you.
Well, we got to stream on your channel. You got to connect your data to your what?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do it on my channel, I suppose.
Yeah. If I do come to see you, we'll stream. But I'll record a video. But I can't. My phone streaming is shit from my phone, and I really can't connect my phone to your computer. Yours is already set up for it, so we'd have to stream on your main channel. Can we do that, or what? You sound sad. You sound sad.
Yeah, and we could do it like Thomas White, and we could schedule it ahead of time, and that way everybody knows when to tune in.
No, fuck that. If they see us, they see us. If they don't, they don't. Off Grid Live says hi. He wants to see us stream together. He's really excited for it.
Okay.
He's saying, I'm not gay, but the thought of you 2 guys in the same room together gives me a hard-on. So a lot of people are excited about this, Dumb. The Starlings are getting excited. I mean,
that sounds like Penny Pounder.
it does sound like Penny Pounder, yeah.
Is that how it is?
Maybe, yeah. So what else? I don't want to keep you. If you want to go to sleep, go to sleep. What else? Anything else you want to share? Or
Nah, I've been feeling pretty good since I haven't drank since I got back, and I've been waking up with morning wood every single morning. It's been great. I'm having like a second resurgence at 44.
wow.
So yeah, I don't know if it's because of no alcohol or just because I'm not stressed out driving a truck all the time, and I'm actually sleeping better. So maybe all 3 of those things: sleep, I know I just said before I wasn't sleeping good, but what I mean is it just takes me a long time to go to sleep.
Wait, you're still awake right now. You're like an old man who tosses and turns and can't sleep at night. Yeah.
Well, normally once I go to sleep, then I'm good. But yeah. Well, anyway, I'm just happy that I'm having morning wood again because, being stressed out and truck driving.
Yeah, I don't always get that either anymore. So you're not alone. I don't always wake up with an erection either. So you're not the only one.
But what I'm saying is it's come back. So
Right, it's come back. So like an old man, you can't sleep. Like a young man, you're still getting a hard on every morning. I understand what you're saying. So you got like one foot in the old man world, one foot in the young man world.
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to until the day you die get a morning wood, and then if you don't, that means there's something wrong. And so, I was kind of worried about my general health and of course, my ability to get an erection. So it's nice that. So I think a lot of it is that has to do with sleep and work stress and alcohol.
Right. So you're not gonna have a beer, just one beer with me, or no?
Well, I guess I could have a beer with you, but I haven't had any since I left.
That's not what I asked you. I said, will you have one beer with me?
Well, I said perhaps I could, but you're gonna have to bring some because I don't have any here.
Fine.
All right. You and Brother Click. I'll have a beer with you guys, sure.
All right. What'd you think of that picture of me from 9 years ago? Cute?
You were very sexy, and I'm jealous of your hair. Still am. You still got a full head of hair. And, I don't know why you didn't slay. I tried to put down slay in the comments, and then YouTube censored it, and then I had to put, like, a space in between there. But, yeah, you should have been slaying back then.
Should have been, but wasn't. See, you think I'm good looking. Women thought I was ugly even looking like that. So, hey, there was never any hope. It was over before it began for me.
Tara likes you, and
Tara made a big deal about how she hasn't been interested in having sex for the past 10 years. So she doesn't really like anyone. She's kind of, like you said, with her health problems, she's kind of asexual now, but okay.
Well, but she said she wouldn't have to be drunk to have sex with you. Remember that?
She said when she was younger, in her younger days,
when she was younger.
Right.
Oh, I thought she said now.
No, now in her mid-50s, she's not interested in sex with anybody. You weren't paying attention. She's like 50 something, early 50s. So, and she lost interest in sex 10 years ago. She said.
That sucks.
Like you said, she's sickly. She's got bad problems, and she's got one through personal shit. She's a nice person, but she's not all there. Physically, She's almost as bad as Doggo. Doggo's the most physically fucked up. She's like a step, unless she's dead, like you said.
Now, is it Doggo Food Frodo, or is it the other Doggo who streams now?
No, they're the same person. I call him Doggo Food Frodo. Doggo Food, the Jew from Los Angeles, not Dog Pill. There's Dog Pill supremacy in Finland, not him. Doggo.
I have a beef with Doggo. I went on his channel. Well, not on his channel, but I was in his comments. I was like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And we were conversing a bit, and he's like, "Oh, hackers won. See ya."
Wow.
Yeah, he just ditched me for hacker. I was like, "Well, what the fuck is this?" I haven't gone back on since. I was like, "If that's the way he's gonna treat me, why the hell am I gonna go on and hang out in his chat if he's just gonna dump me as soon as hacker comes on?"
What a piece of shit. If that's true, I wasn't there. But if what you're saying is true, what an insensitive piece of shit Doggo is.
Yeah, I know. It really hurt my feelings.
Doggo, yeah. So you're worried about me hurting your feelings, but Doggo is the real bastard in all this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Todd and Doggo and you, I get treated very poorly.
Don't put me in the same camp as Todd and Doggo. I'm something different. Don't put me in that camp.
I'm sorry. All right, well, I'm going to try to get some sleep here.
I was about to say the same thing. All right, well, it's time to say goodnight. Listen, before you go, I do want to ask you one last question when you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Okay. How much more do you have to do at your house before you feel it's ready to go on the market? Because you haven't been streaming. What, like in your mind, be honest, you have like a day's worth of work, 2 or 3 weeks worth of work. How much more do you want to do before you feel comfortable putting it on the market? Because you haven't been streaming, so we don't know what your status is. So tell me realistically, you said June 4th, but realistically, how much more work do you have to do before you feel comfortable putting your house on the market? Can you answer that for us? We're all curious.
Yeah, I think it's still feasible. I could stay here another month or two. But,
No, not what you could do. I'm talking about all the shit you want to do, all the do-it-yourself DIY shit before you put it on the market. How much more time is it going to take you to finish the required DIY before it's market ready?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's what I'm asking. Okay, you don't know.
I'm plugging along. I'm hooking up the kitchen sink. The countertops were installed yesterday, or was it the day before now? Time goes by so fast. And then I got to bring all the appliances in. Well, I still got to put the floor in as well. The peel stick.
You're not really, okay. So it sounds like it's a good 2 or 3 months before you can put this house on the market. So you're not going to Australia June 4th. That's bullshit. Is what it sounds like based on what you're saying right now.
Well, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm hoping that I get everything tied up and ready to go.
In 10 days? In just 10 days?
I just got to finish the kitchen and then move on to the bathroom and then move on to the streaming room. And I got to stream that for Penny Pounder because he's been wanting me to paint that.
Yeah, in 10 fucking days you're all this done? Something doesn't sound right here.
Well,
that sounds like another 2.5 months what you're talking about.
Well, it better not be.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If I do come out to see you, I'll be like the house inspector. The building inspector. I'll look around and I'll give you an honest appraisal because no one knows what's going on. We thought, oh, maybe the house is all done, or maybe he's got fucking 3 or 4 months worth. From what it sounds like, you got like another 2 months worth of work is what you sound like. But okay, all right. So it's going to be a while, but I'll assess the damage if and when I come.
All right, I'll put it this way: if you and Brother Click were living with me, and we would work at it 12 hours a day, and then have a few hours where we would take breaks and stuff. So basically 16 hours during the day, we'd be working and taking breaks and working at this thing, and I could have it done in no time. But by myself, and then I get some help from my neighbors, but a lot of it is just me, and so it takes forever.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Just you by yourself. This sounds like another 2 months worth of work.
No, I think I'll have it sellable by June 4th. I won't be able to get to everything, probably, is how it's going to go. But I got to get everything wrapped up before June 4th.
All right. So
put my doors on. I got 2 doors I got to put on yet.
Right. Yeah, all the stuff you got to do yet, but you're still shooting for June 4th.
Yeah. So basically, there might be things left undone that I want to do, but fuck it.
Fuck it.
Here. Yeah.
Okay, so either way, come hell or high water, June 4th is your magic date.
Well, I wanted to say that. I already discussed it with Donna, and she's fine with me pushing it back. But I don't want to say at this point that I'm going to change it because I still think it's possible.
Well, forget June 4th. What about July 4th? You're still going to be here for Independence Day because I don't think you're going to be done by June 4th. From what you're saying, I don't think you're done by June 4th. You want to shoot for like the 4th of July?
Well, let's see when like June 3rd rolls around and see where I'm at.
Okay, fair enough. We'll touch base another. Yeah, it was gonna happen another 9 or 10 days. Well, I put the doors on, but then I realized I had to do this, and oh no, the washer dryer, the vent is screwed up. I got to fix that. So I know where this is. We know where this is going, James. I mean, Well,
I've had a leaking roof, leaking windows. I've had all kinds of shit go wrong that I've had to fix that detracted from the actual stuff I wanted to do.
And you'll find more detractions before you get,
Well, I hope not. I hope that's it because, the attic's done, the shed's done. Chris, my neighbor, is working on the basement. So if he gets to paint he finishes the basement, like painting the walls. Then I can focus up here. And
would you introduce me and Brother Click to Chris if we came out, or would you say, get out of the house, Chris is here, come back in an hour? I mean, be honest.
No, you could meet him. I don't see any problem with that.
And I don't know if this is serious or not. Off Grid says he'll fly out and help you for a week or two. If that's serious, Off Grid, DUM, do you want Off Grid's help? He wants to come.
I'll take off grid cell, but he's full of shit.
Yeah, how's he even get from? How would he get from Baltimore to Waynesboro? I can't see him taking it. I agree with you. He's full of shit. But yes, off grid, you're free to come join us. That would be fun.
I like off grid. He's my homie, but he talks a lot of smack and talks a lot of shit.
This is true. I agree. This is true.
Yeah, but he'll be the first to admit that he does. Yeah. So.
Okay, James, it was good to talk to you. Any last thoughts before we say goodnight?
Reduce your drinking. Get your liver tested. Your ALT, AST.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about. Okay, so when I see you, I help you. You got to help me with wish list links, and you got to help me with the liver test. Okay, thank you for reminding me liver test. All right, tell you what. I'll text you tomorrow when I know what's going on with my brother's rental car. Can I text you tomorrow? You'll be around?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yep.
I'll text you. You probably won't answer, but I'll text you tomorrow afternoon. But okay, sounds good.
No, I'll text you back. All right.
All right. Good night, James. Say good night to our audience. This is Depressed Unwanted Man or Undepressed Wanted Man, or it all starts with yes. Thank you for joining us on stream, James.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me. See you guys.
By the way, I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you.
Wasn't that nice? A nice talk with James. Okay. Good night to James. I'm going to get off in a minute because I'm out of beer and I got to take a piss and finish my brother's beer. All right. Actually, tell you what. 30-second break. I'll take a piss and we'll say our goodbyes. How's that sound? Okay, so we talked to DUM. We saw Brother Click earlier. Yeah, I love you too. No homo. Well, just a little homo. Just a little teeny tiny, microscopic homo. Anyway, we've had a nice chat. We've had a nice stream. We've had a nice this and that. I think I've accomplished a lot. I still find it so weird. My brother's story. He gets hit by this guy in the parking lot. And then like his coworker goes down to Atlantic City 2.5 hours from here, gets offered a job by the son of the guy that hit his car up here. It's just so like small world. All right, and what else? Maybe I'll see DUM. Maybe I'll figure out what's going on with my brother's car. I'm supposed to go back tomorrow for this fucking Amazon drive around fucking delivery job, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see where it goes and make some money and apply for SSDI and then apply for SSI after I quit the job in a few months. Okay, I think we have a plan, kind of. Yeah. So I'm going to say goodnight unless anyone has anything they want to share before I go away. It was nice to talk to James. He says I abandoned him, but I think he's just feigning ignorance. He likes the attention. The truth is he didn't give a shit. I called him once. He didn't answer. And he later left me a message saying, I was talking to Donda. I'm not going to hang up on my fiance. And I said, dude, you're going to have a lifetime with her. You could have said, OC's calling, let me talk to him for a few minutes, but you couldn't be bothered. So I don't think DUM really cares either way, but and he doesn't seem to have any plans. It just seems like he's drifting along there. And yeah. Hand, purple, blue, peace. Yes. Hand, purple, blue, peace. Purple, blue, purple, blue. All right, am I getting off? Or does anyone come on? Or am I getting off? Am I saying goodnight? I've got here's the beer I've left. When this is done, I'm getting off. So you can stay with me for that. Okay. Now, give me a sec. All right, I guess we'll call it here. Been a good night. All right, I've enjoyed this. It was good to stream again. I'll see what's going to happen with this new job, with days they want me to work. I can't fuck it up. I don't want to fuck it up too soon. I want to get through the training. I don't want to be... Hardest thing is getting there on time. 7 in the morning for the 3 days of training, and then 10 a.m. shouldn't be a problem. We'll go from there. But I don't know if I can get a second. If the days are going to vary week to week, how do I get a second job? I don't know. Anyway, I want some second part-time bullshit job or whatever. Anyway, for now, thank you for joining us, everyone. Especially off grid. You get to have the last word. What's the last word, Grid? Off grid, you get the last word. Say it now. Best thing you've ever said. Love everyone, homo. Me too. Love everyone, homo. And you're right. Dumb shouldn't. He takes things way too personally. Dumb shouldn't take things too personally. Off grid, you're really on the ball. We're saying goodnight. You're really on the ball. Love everyone, homo, and dumb shouldn't take things so personally. I agree. All right. Thank you for those good parting words, off grid. For now, occupational click out.